this. Fresh off the Palm Beach County, that's where I'm from. Where niggas get gunned down and left slung from. Thumbs just for fucking round. This ain't accounting for you bitches to come around.
What up? What up? And welcome to another episode of the unofficial podcast of the National Football League, the world-famous and critically acclaimed 5-6 Kings podcast. I'm David Bream. With me, as always, my dear friend and co-host, Braden Bullard. Braden, how are you, man?
Dude, after watching this movie, I feel faithful. I feel like I can now resolve my trust issues.
You can now really open yourself up,
Yeah.
love someone, and allow someone to love you?
That and finally do that do some no nut November. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't that just kind of get you just ready to not nut? No.
No, I was fully tented
Rock
the whole
hard?
time I was watching this. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Full on Washington Monument.
Well, I was just kind of like, wow, Samuel L. Jackson.
That's what did it for me.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not Christina Ricci. It's him and the wife beater looking
Yeah.
all crazy, fixing steaks for supper.
Yeah, the jeans.
Yeah, that was. I'm gonna do this
Get the
for
fucking thing
now.
out of here.
Well, we're talking. So when we do the movie, I'm gonna have it up. 'cause
Yeah,
I
no,
put,
it makes
put my
sense.
thing there.
Yeah.
But for right now, this feels better.
Yeah.
This feels better. Feels more
just
comfortable.
My bad.
You know,
Feel the couch.
settle in.
Dude,
Stay a while.
right?
Yeah. I don't-
Sometimes you forget
so
how...
you're about to pull the headphones out.
Oh, I thought you were about to give me a little
Oh.
fist bump.
No, but
Saw that with the
I
perfect
can.
phone.
Definitely
Well,
can give you the fist bump, man.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I'll do it anytime. Not anytime.
But yeah, so now that it's November 20th, thinking maybe I can go to the end of the month
All right.
with this newfound inspiration that I got
There we go.
from this movie. So guys, I mean,
Well, good luck with that.
if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about.
After you refused to participate in Octo No Child Pornober.
I
I think you for the last 10 days of November,
I actually
not-
just forgot about that. So thank
not
you for
nutting
yeah.
is
Takes a while for me
is
to get over my
whatever.
failures, and you brought that right back.
Yeah.
But hey, next year, am I right?
Next year, baby. Octo
Yeah.
No Child Pornober 2023.
That's a hard month.
It's the hardest. It's the hardest of all the months.
But how are you, David?
I'm doing well. It's the bye week, guys, but if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm still aware. If you're watching this on YouTube on fucking Friday morning, 'cause that's when the YouTube videos are coming out, I guess.
Man, it's been a rough week, guys.
Coming out on Friday morning with the wrong title. I gotta fix the title.
What did I put wrong?
You just didn't put review at the end.
I thought I did.
You'd not. People would think, oh shit, I'm finding the extended director's cut. I went in and put review at the
Oh,
end.
well, thank you.
Yeah, because we're a fucking team, all right?
Yeah.
We're a motherfucking unit.
Yeah.
We're the 5-6
That's like the
Kings.
fourth fist bump tonight.
But I'm still wearing the Dolphin shirt.
Yeah.
Bye week. You know
Looks
why?
good.
You know why I'm wearing the Dolphin shirt?
Because Finn's up.
Because New England Patriots. What are the odds? If I was like, yeah, because Finn's up. Because Finn's up. That's
Yeah,
why.
it's the go-to answer.
Yeah, if I got that meant I had nothing.
You could
And
have
I was-
asked me anything
That
about
means
the Dolphins.
that means I had absolutely nothing, and I was just hoping. I was like, I hope Brady gives me
well,
something
that's
to
what
work
I got.
off of
I
here.
got nothing.
Because the New England Patriots beat the New York Jets. Punt return, 5 seconds left.
My dad told me.
Bananas.
Yeah.
That means Dolphins, because they're tiebreaker with the Bills. First place in the AFC East, baby. When everyone's watching this, hopefully the Los Angeles Chargers took care of business against Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, which would mean, ladies and gentlemen, the Miami Dolphins are control. They are control.
They are.
They're in the air. They're on the ground. They're always in control
That's right.
of their destiny in the AFC because they're the 1 seed. Take care of business the rest of the way. Playoffs run through motherfucking Miami. No going to Buffalo.
Oof.
No going to Kansas City. And another oof. No going to Tennessee. No going to Baltimore. No going to Pittsburgh. No going to Cincinnati. No going to fucking Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So let's go. Fins all the way up. Fins for the win. Again. That's what they do. That's what everyone does. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't go to a Dolphins game without hearing just the whole crowd just going.
That was good.
But let's go. Miami Dolphins.
That's awesome.
Number 1. Sprain, I have a question
Exciting.
for you that I've asked more people at work than I should ask this question.
Oh, this is great.
if you and I, like, we were just wherever, fucking here,
Yeah.
and you're looking that way, and I hard smack you in the back of the head.
Oh.
Like, hard. And so, like, you're reacting like, what the fuck? And, like, you're going to swing back. And I'm like, whoa, dude, stop. And I say this. I say, I didn't think about how you would react to me doing that. So it's not like, oh, there was a bee, there was a fly.
Yeah.
None of that.
Yeah.
None of that shit. Throw that out the window. I didn't think about how you would react to me doing that. And seeing how you react, it just isn't worth it to me. So we're good. Now you go.
Oh, I would just start slapping you and be like, how you reacted now,
so,
motherfucker?
So you don't stop.
Yeah, I probably
don't
keep
stop.
going. Just
Yeah.
for a little bit. And then be like, well, okay, well, let's have a talk.
I'm like, dude, this isn't fair.
Yeah.
All right? I hit you once. I hit you fucking once, you asshole.
I'd be like, man, you really got to start thinking before you're doing. I mean,
Think about what the consequence is going to be.
like, have you ever done this before? Was that the first time?
Yeah. I was like, oh, well, just fucking, like, I just thought,
Just
oh,
impulse?
I'll hit Braden. And then I was like, oh, shit, he's not reacting well to this. Hey, we're good. I didn't think about this.
I'd be like, oh
So
my
we're
God.
good.
I'd be so conflicted.
We're good, man. All right?
All right.
Let's do a podcast.
All right. Okay. Let's do the podcast. But yeah,
Guys,
I'd switch it
ask
on a
people that.
dime.
You know, don't even ask people that. Guys, just try that out in your personal life. Just smacks. And, like, my brother's listening to this. Don't, like, leaving for New Orleans tomorrow with my brother B. B, don't, like, hit me in the head and be like, I didn't know you were going to react. Like, none of that, all right? Try it to other people. People not named David Breen. And let us know how it goes.
That'll be a fun test.
Yeah, let us know, guys. Brian Pearson, I'm going to miss the Cardinal Newman 10-year reunion.
No.
Brian Pearson's in town. Brian Pearson's running it. Brian Pearson, try it with somebody. Try it with whoever the least approachable is and just see what happens.
See how it goes.
And let us know.
Maybe even record it.
I'll definitely record it.
Yeah.
Definitely record and we'll add it into next week's episode.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it'll be the best. Brian, thank you in advance for doing this.
Well, I guess after that, we should just dive into money. Should we talk money?
Well, we haven't said the name of this movie yet.
I just like talking about money.
Money? All right. Well, how much,
After getting slapped in the
how
face.
much money do you have in your bank account?
You got to slap me first.
How much money do you have in your bank account?
Not enough.
So you like talking about money, but you give a nothing answer there? This was your idea. It was your idea to talk about money.
Well, not my money.
And you just money?
Just
Like
you know,
George Washington was the right pick for the dollar bill. I don't care what anybody says. No one could have pulled it off the way George Washington did.
Yeah, that's part of it. Sometimes I like to see the poses and kind of compare.
Yeah, and don't even think about putting Harriet Tubman on a fucking bill, all right?
You heard it first.
Not in my America.
Yeah.
Not in my America.
Not even kidding.
Guys,
though.
we're doing Black Snake Moan. Are you going to take like a serious route where you're like anti-Harriet Tubman?
No.
Okay.
No. But guys, you gotta look out for the God, what is it? I think it's a $50 or some shit, or a dollar coin. It was a fucking dollar coin from like 1964. If you get it one, you gotta look at it, see if it's fucking full silver or not, and that shit could be worth a lot of money. Why? Because my mom found one, dude, and we find out. Guess how much it's worth? Don't come rob us.
I mean, it's in this house?
No.
I hope it's... I mean, I hope it's millions, but no, I hope
but
like
it's-
I hope
It's a significant amount.
$16,000.
Very close. It's like 13.
Jesus,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, so bro, start collecting your coins. Just go research. Hey, what are valuable coins? And fuck, dude, it's just like the make, the model, some rare things about how they got fucked up during certain processes at certain years, and they'd be worth a lot of money.
There we go, guys.
People are gonna be ciphering through all their nickels and dimes
There
now.
we go. Who's texting you? Someone text you.
Oh,
Could
probably
be important.
not.
Could be your coin guy.
Could be.
And he's like, "Hey, you're not talking about the coin on your podcast, are you?
Oh,
Can't have you talking about that."
I guess I should check that text.
Wouldn't that be great? As we were talking about it. Corey guy's like, oh, by the way, don't tell anyone about this.
By the way, I just remembered that I gave you the wrong
Don't tell
coin.
the 18,000 people who listen to the 5-6 Kings every week.
Yeah, that's a good point. Next week, I'm fucking reviewing how I got robbed.
No,
Got held by gunpoint.
But hey, I'm still here. We're going to break down this movie.
Yeah,
So, guys, we're going to talk Black Snake Moan.
that's right.
And we got to start money.
Ooh, my time to shine.
But the budget wasn't a lot.
There's no way.
Is it fucking 10 million? Like, that's the only way I could see it being more than that is if Samuel L. Jackson was just like, he just wasn't like, oh, whatever, like, I like the script, I like this idea, whatever, I'll do this movie. It was, oh, no, I'm Samuel L. Jackson, you're going to pay me what you pay me to be in movies, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to guess 10 million.
Close. Higher.
All right, like 15?
That's right.
15?
$15 million.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't think they made much. I think they made a profit because I remember seeing like previews for it. I remember this being in theaters. I just can't imagine it was in theaters and like widely in theaters. Made less than 15, but probably not a lot. I'm gonna say they made like, I mean, it's more than double. I'm gonna say 35.
They actually didn't make a profit.
They didn't make a profit.
They didn't make a profit. I think is that a first?
Scroll down. It's U.S. and Canada.
Don't worry about it.
Gross worldwide. All right.
Jesus.
But
that opening weekend.
Yeah, opening
was
weekend they
decent.
made 4.1 million.
And then gross worldwide, after it all, they made 10.9.
Yeah, that's too bad.
What do you think it was? You think it was the critics? Think it was the critics that just like blew the lid off of it and was like, "Hey guys, this is 2-star." Do you think that happened? Or like,
Maybe,
what do you think?
I think
Because that's a decent opening weekend for the budget that they had, you know?
Yeah, I think people wanted to go see it because it's Samuel L. Jackson with a pretty little white blonde girl chained up in his house. Like,
who would?
That's what the poster was, and people were like, "Oh shit, I gotta go to that movie."
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, I remember I was like 12. I was like, I want to go see that
And this
movie.
is-
And my mom, this is the only movie.
Yeah.
Alpha Dog, I went and saw. Smoking Aces, I went and saw. American Gangster, I went and saw. This movie, mom was like, "No, you're not gonna go see that fucking movie. Are you kidding me?" You see the trailer, you see the commercials, you think I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna let my little boy go see that movie." No,
Just from the name, probably. I'm sure she didn't like go read the.
she saw the preview
Oh, okay.
and all that shit. She's like, "You're not seeing that fucking movie. You're turning 12 in fucking 12 days from this movie. No, you're not gonna go see the Samuel L. Jackson fucking nymphomaniac movie."
Oh my god, that is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. So I bet it was people were interested, they wanted to go. And then so guys, I fucking loved this movie. Just cuz like but you're going to love this episode. It's bananas, this movie. Go watch this movie if you haven't seen it. Watch the movie and come back. This movie's fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like Pulp Fiction is crazy and ridiculous, and it's a great movie. And,
Yeah.
like, people wanted to go see. Like people were like, "Hey, that movie was awesome." People went and saw Black Snake Moan, and they were probably like, "Yeah, it was wild, but it's not like you don't need to go see it. You can skip Black Snake Moan."
Yeah, exactly. I think the best thing about the movie is the certain lines that they just have a shock value to them that are acted like perfectly for like what the lines are. So it just is.
Nobody but Samuel L. Jackson could have played that character.
Yeah,
James Earl Jones also could have played that character. Just because it would have been very different. It still would have been great.
Yeah,
But like it was just the shit he says is just, you're just like, oh my god.
yeah. There's not like a shit ton of crazy stuff that ends up happening, I would say, but like the lines and the way they bring it full circle is pretty good. I mean, we see some pretty good character development and a lot of
Pretty amazing.
yeah. there you go.
What are the critics saying about this? What are the reviews? Reviews are in, people.
Well, I am still surprised about the budget, about how much they made, just because this is like Samuel L. Jackson's year, man. This is when he was blowing up. So IMDb give it a 6.9.
Sorry, what other movies came out?
I think Snakes
around
on a
this
Plane.
time?
I think this year.
But you think that was like his big break?
Not his big break.
All right, we
like,
got the.
I think he came out with multiple
we got
movies
the
this
Snake
year.
movie. Yeah, he comes out with like. That's Samuel Jackson's thing.
Yeah, I'm
he
not
does
saying, like
5 movies a year.
I'm not saying it's like
"Yup,
his best
fuck it.
films, but I just felt like he was popping off in 2006.
I feel like he always is.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
He's still popping.
I wish
off.
you would have come prepared and been like, oh, these movies. He came out with these 4 movies, not just a blanket. Like, this was his fucking year. And then I think Snakes on a Plane came out that year.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's multiple, knowing this motherfucker. He's just working all the time.
Yeah, every year. Always working.
Yeah.
Always working. All right, let's hear it.
All right, IMDb give it a 6.9 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes give it a 66%. Vudu gave it a 4.1 out of 5. And Google users give it a 70%.
What'd you give it?
Oh, I give it another 6.9. Nice.
Is that just gonna become your new thing?
Every other week?
You just give the movie 6.9 every time.
I'm kind of siding with IMDb right now. It was between that and like 7.1.
Should have rounded up.
I should have rounded up.
Should have rounded up because the 6.9 joke.
It's not even a joke.
It is though. It is because you said another and you gave it last week and you did the thing. You can't do it every week.
Okay. Well, I'll wait a couple weeks.
I'm giving this movie an 8.
Ooh.
It's not amazing. It's like, you guys know me at this point. You know the type of movie and type of characters that I'm drawn to and that I'm like, oh, I fucking love it. I understand that's not for everybody. It's not amazing. When we get to awards, I can't imagine they crushed it. It's going to be like weird, smaller award shows.
Yeah.
But I would watch this movie again. I fucking loved every second I spent watching this movie.
Yeah.
Let's talk awards.
I felt like I didn't want to stop watching.
Yeah, it was annoying. Like, I would have preferred, like, I'm happy I took the notes and I'm bringing us through this one because this is going to be a fun one to do it with.
Uh-huh.
But I was annoyed that I had to, like, be pausing and taking notes. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to just sit and watch this one.
Yeah.
It was fucking great.
Yeah. It's a fun movie. But they got 1 win and 7 nominations. So they won the Women's Film Critics Circle Awards, Hall of Shame, Female Sexual Religious Exorcism as Therapy While Chained to a Radiator.
I mean, yeah, that's absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what the movie is.
Yeah.
They did a sexual exorcist on her while she was chained up in Samuel L. Jackson's house.
Yeah.
It's a fucking bananas movie. Absolutely Hall of Shame for women. Absolutely.
Yeah, go women.
All right, what else we got?
So they were nominated for the EDA Special Mention Award at the Alliance of Women Film Journalists, Hall of Shame.
Hall of Shame.
Yeah, there you go. They were also nominated.
Too many Hall of Shames.
Yeah. They're probably fighting. Alliance of Women Film Journalists and Women Film Critics Circle Awards. They're probably neck and neck. Like, which award show is going to be better?
Keep talking. The 2007 Alliance of Women Film Journalists.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see what won that year.
So they were also nominated for the Golden Schmo Award for Most Underrated Movie of the Year, Best Actress of the Year, Christina Ricci, Favorite Movie Poster of the Year, and Best T&A of the Year, Christina Ricci. They were nominated for
best what?
I don't even fucking know. What's the T&A?
Total Nonstop Action.
It's fucking gotta
Where
be
does it say this?
Right here.
I mean, T&A.
Yeah, T&A.
Oh, I thought you were saying TNA, which stands for Total Nonstop Action. I have no idea what TNA.
Ah, well, they didn't fucking win it anyway. So they also nominated for the Wyatt Award at the Southeastern Film Critics Association Awards. And last but not least, they were nominated for the Teen Choice Award for Choice Movie Breakout Male Justin Timberlake.
Not for this.
But it's for fucking Alpha Dog.
For Alpha Dog. Frankie, I don't want to die.
Which he was so much better in Alpha Dog.
I don't want to die, Frankie.
What do you think?
He was just in Alpha Dog a lot more.
Yeah.
So it's tough. Like, he had a much smaller... He played a big role in this movie, but he was on screen a lot less.
Yeah.
I thought he was good.
Yeah, I didn't have any complaints. I guess I think his character in Alpha Dog is just better.
I mean, Hall of Shame. You're not going to believe this.
He's got some good nominees.
You're not going to believe what won.
Fuck.
Norbit.
Norbit? Norbit?
It's where Eddie Murphy plays all of the characters in the movie, including all of the women. So that's why it won Hall of Shame. They just had fucking Eddie Murphy. They're like, anyone could play a black woman in a movie. Just have Eddie Murphy do it.
Oh my god. You know how many actors just punching air, just being like, I could have played any one of those roles.
Yeah,
Instead, Eddie Murphy played them all.
Eddie Murphy just crushed it. I hope Norbit made $1 billion. And Eddie Murphy's just raking it the fuck in for that.
All the producers and investors are like, we just need more Eddie Murphy. Get that
Just-
fucking actor out of there.
I think they were like coming up with a budget, and Eddie Murphy was like, why don't I just play all the characters? Why pay other people?
You think you can do it?
And they were like, you sure about this, Eddie? He's like, I'm fucking positive.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And they're like, all right, done.
All right.
All right, yeah.
See how it goes.
We just pay you $20 million and you play everyone? He's like, yeah.
Come on.
Like, that's our whole acting budget? He's like, yeah. Great. Come
Easy.
on in, Eddie.
Yeah, easy.
All right, guys. Believe it or not, we're not going to be talking about Norbit all episode.
Ah,
So stick around, guys. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're talking all things Black Snake Moan.
that's right.
And we're back.
We're back.
Hey, Derek Cheater. Fuck you.
Yeah.
So, guys, movie opens with blues legend Son House. I believe that's the correct pronunciation of his name. And he's just saying, ain't but one kind of blues. And it consists between male and females in love. And you're like, all right, Son House, I feel you. And then he's like, not no faggots. The blues ain't about faggots in love. And you're like, oh, whoa, Son House, you gotta back it up. You gotta stop this. And he's like, if the Lord wanted a man to live with another man, I'm kidding. That's after love between a male and a female, and then he stopped talking about that. But he talks about, he's like, women will deceive you with their love,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And you're like, oh, it's kind of a weird route you're going with it. But that's what this whole fucking movie's about. So
Yeah.
whatever. Son House was onto something. All right, Son House was onto something. We then cut to, it's Christina Ricci and the guy who played Frankie in Alpha Dog.
Oh,
And he's, don't say his name ever in this thing.
Yeah, irrelevant.
That's the thing. We're
Yeah.
not gonna say his name.
Yeah.
So don't fucking do it. I would have said his name. They're just fucking. They're fucking, and she's loving it. He's loving it.
Making love.
And then we see him getting dressed, and he's a soldier. He's putting on his like army clothes and camo.
Just gotta do what the Lord tells you.
And then he starts freaking out. And she's like, it's fine. And then he runs and he's throwing up in the bathroom. We're like, okay. It's understandable. He's nervous.
Yeah, well, I actually didn't understand that at first. I was like, why is he throwing up? He's got a stomach bug? What's
No,
up?
he's nervous about going
Going off to war?
to war. Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, I'm going to war. This is fucking crazy.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to go shoot at people and be shot at. Holy fucking shit. This is nuts. What are we doing? This is fucking Christina Ricci. This is a bad idea. And she's like, you're fine, baby. You're fine.
Yeah. She is not feeling it though.
So we then cut to Samuel L. Jackson is smoking cigarettes like on the trunk of a car. And he said,
The grits.
I never laid a hand on her in anger to the guy he's with. He's like, this here business makes me wonder what a good shake or a slap would have done for her. And then his name's Ronnie. And he's like, I'm going to pretend like you didn't just say that, all right? That'll stay between you and me. And he's like, well, let's pray. And he's like, good Lord, blah, blah, blah. So Ronnie's a reverend, is what we learned. Ronnie something with an L. Then
Yeah.
He calls him Ronnie in this scene and then only calls him RL the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
He's the reverend. He then walks in. It's like a restaurant, meets a woman. she's like, I can't remember the last time I saw you in that suit. And he's like, is that your mom's funeral? Remember, I was a pallbearer. She's like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he's got a shit attitude right now.
Immediately, but then it makes sense.
Yeah.
She then's like, so me and Deke are going to move over to, we're moving to Mobile. And he's like, if you're going to be talking about him, I'm going to walk my ass right out that fucking door. She's like, whoa. And he's like, no, whoa. You fucking cheated on me. And you expect me to just be like, oh, yeah, talk about fucking Deke with me. Yeah, I'd love to hear about Deke. And she's like, I fucking cheated on you. I couldn't grow old in that house with you. I felt myself getting old, and I didn't want it anymore.
I got to live.
Samuel L. Jackson, he's like, look, our marriage was sick, but it could get better. You know, we could go down to the church and meet with them counselors. And she goes, I don't love you anymore. She calls him Lazarus. His name's Lazarus. I don't call him that anymore, but sick name.
Yeah.
Sick name,
Pretty cool.
Lazarus.
Yeah.
I call him Samuel L. Jackson because he's earned it. He's earned to be called by his name.
Yeah.
And she's like, Lazarus, blah, blah, blah. I don't love you anymore. We can't do this. And then he's like, you better pray that God forgives you for what you did to me. You better hope that the good Lord have mercy on you. And she's like, don't you fucking do these curses on me. Don't you fucking bring that on me.
Now everyone is fucking looking.
Everyone's
in the restaurant.
looking, and she's like, you people think I give a shit about you? Go on and look. And you're like, oh, let's do it.
Drama.
And then she walks out. Frankie, he needs a ride to leave, and Johnny Truelove sent his cousin to pick him up. And
It's always the fucking cousins.
so Johnny just sent his cousin. He's like, yeah, go pick up my boy Frankie. He's gotta go off to deployment. And she's coughing, and Frankie's like,
It's a
oh,
bad cough.
you gotta go see my Aunt Laura while I'm gone. Get that cough fixed. And she just goes, this isn't gonna work between you and me. We need to just break up now. And he then gives her a watch, and he says that he has the same watch, and they're gonna beep at the same time every night. So even though they're thousands of miles apart, it'll be like they're together, which is fucking sweet.
Yeah.
He then says that he says he's gonna fucking die over there if she breaks up with him. You're like, what the fuck is going on? He's like,
I'm not gonna
I gotta
fucking
believe
make
this
it.
is gonna work because I'll fucking, if you break up with me, I'm gonna fucking die over there. And you're just like, what the fuck is wrong with this
That
kid?
is guilt
That
tripping.
is fucking insane.
That's crazy.
So he leaves, and she chases after the car, yelling his name. And here's an issue I have.
Tell me.
We have now had 7 people in this movie say a line. Christina Ricci, Johnny Truelove's cousin,
Yep.
the waitress at the restaurant,
Uh-huh.
Samuel L. Jackson,
Yep.
his ex-wife.
Yep. And then
The other 2 people are both named Ronnie. The fucking 7 people in, and they're like, we're running out of names. So just name them both Ronnie. That is fucking insane. That's fucking wild.
or they forgot.
There are so many names. And it's 7 people in. They're like, well, fuck, we can't come up with anything else. We used Lazarus. We used Ray. The waitress didn't have a name, but whatever.
It's a small town.
We just have 2 people named Ronnie. Fuck it. No one's going to care. It's fucking insane, writers. Give them a different name. Give one of them a different name. Doesn't matter which one. One of them could be Ronnie.
I
They
guess
both can't be Ronnie. That's fucking insane.
I guess that's what 15 million buys you.
Yeah, do you pay for names? If so, let me know. Because then I get it. You're on a tight budget, and you're like, we got to double down on Ronnie. Whatever. It is what it is. You should have picked a less important character, but you know what? Do your thing. If it's free to use names, which I have to imagine it is, to use first names, fuck you for having 2 Ronnies.
Yeah, just
You
confuse
pieces of shit.
Tell them.
Don't tell me to tell him. All right?
Tell him.
I'm telling him. I'm like the hype man over here, like, yeah, tell him. Christina Ricci then drops to her knees and starts crying. And then we hear, like, snake noises and jungles, and she starts, like she's having, like, a little mini seizure. She starts, like, convulsing and just going fucking nuts.
I'm like, whoa, what is going on?
And then the camera immediately cuts to her just getting railed from behind by this massive dude.
Dude, so there's some weird little fun facts about this.
But
Apparently,
this dude's fucking huge, and
So-
her face is up against a mirror.
so apparently this guy was like pretty new to acting and was I think a friend of like the director or like one of the producers, and she apparently felt like it was too forceful in the scene, and she basically felt like she was getting raped. So she has so much regret too about like showing so much of like the way the producers marketed her in such a sexual way. Apparently she won't sign any autographs from any photos from this movie. And the director was like saying how, oh, I try to make her feel comfortable, but you know, she was so good at acting that I didn't want it to stop. Bro.
I was trying to make her feel comfortable, but like she was doing her job so well that I
Like
was
she's such a good actress, I didn't
that I
want
was
to
like,
stop the scenes.
Whatever, let her feel uncomfortable.
And apparently
'cause
that guy was being like a little forceful with like the actual acting. So she felt like pretty uncomfortable.
yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
I understand the director should be like, yeah. Let's...
Can you imagine if that dude was like fully naked too? Because
Was
he
he not?
looked, usually they'll
he
wear
looked
like
fully
a
naked.
like a G-string kind of thing, you know?
I hope he was fully naked.
But dude,
I mean, I don't hope he was
so-
inside of her, but
Oh, yeah. But dude, can you imagine like?
no, it'd be fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I couldn't imagine that.
It's just like that dude, a couple other dudes on set, and bro.
Yeah, that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
And the director's like, nah, keep her rolling, keep her rolling.
Funny thing too.
This is great.
Now, a little fun fact: she was not the first pick. They went through like a series of like auditioning other actors, and her like I guess agency or manager kept sending them like sexier photos of her to try and like compel them to choose her over like the other actresses that they were like going for. And
Who
then
else were they going for? She was great.
no, she was fantastic.
Were they trying to get like Meryl Streep? They're like, we gotta have Meryl.
Well, they didn't think that she was sexual enough. So then like her own like manager was just like sending endless amount of like sexual photos of her to like the director and like the producers and stuff like that. And then once when they were on, they were like, she was great. And they didn't want to stop some of the scenes. And some of them were these like sexual scenes that like she apparently has like somewhat probably, I don't want to say regret, but
I'm sure.
she
She
feels indifferent to it.
I'm guessing she has trauma from it.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
refusing to sign autographs.
She apparently
in
was
relation to this
crying
movie.
in between takes too.
Jesus Christ.
And the director's like, let's go again. Bro, like what? It's okay. Look, let's just go for one more, okay? Like
I hate that you brought this to the episode
I'm sorry.
because like
Now it puts like a burden on like
I
the scene.
took notes, I wrote jokes,
Now you're like, fuck.
and like it's a lot tougher to make those jokes land.
Hey, well, like, come on. I hate to say this, but like, she could be like, no, like she could have. I don't know. It seemed like she was voicing her concerns about this like afterwards, rather than like during it.
Her crying between takes.
Well, then she
That's
kept
not
doing-
a sign. And we don't know the relationship between her and the director.
No, yeah,
She might not have felt comfortable. She had to fight to get this movie.
yeah.
She could have said no.
And-
Is an insane take for you to have, man.
Well, I'm just saying she probably did it because, like what you said, she probably wasn't like maybe I don't know her career. Maybe she wasn't like the best spot. Maybe she felt like she kind of I don't know. But to be at the
yeah,
point
but it doesn't
where,
mean all these women who Harvey Weinstein raped. It's
Oh,
not
totally.
like
Yeah.
it's not like well, they got good movies out of it.
No,
You know?
I mean
who's complaining?
Bro.
Like it's fucking like that can't be your stance on
Well,
it.
my point is the director was probably trying to make her feel comfortable, and she probably had a point to say, hey, this is like too forceful.
Dude, so I don't direct movies, but I do manage people. And if one of my employees
Is crying.
was
agree.
crying during a break,
Yeah.
I'm going over to him and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And then if it's something that has to do with work, I'm like, oh yeah, no, we'll fucking change this. This is
No, yeah, I
this
agree.
is fucking crazy.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
don't ever want you to be crying at your job.
But they also made it seem like it wasn't just because of how I'm making it seem now, also because of like the way that they wrote it was like as if it was emotional to her, to like what her character has to go through. I guess like portraying this type of character too was like some of the reason I would, from the way they wrote it, as to why she was crying.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
You're just victim blaming, and that's okay. That's what you do. Braden's a victim blamer, so she asks the guy for money.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Don't you got a man for that?" I left out. I was hoping when I was writing this, I just put massive dude, and my hope, Braden wanted to talk about like being uncomfortable at work. I was hoping I just say massive dude, and I really honed in on massive dude. I was like, this dude was massive. This was a massive dude. What do you think I was hoping you would say?
He's got a small dick.
In my mind, I was picturing you being like, "Oh, dude, massive black dude." I was picturing you bringing his race into it, so I intentionally left it out, hoping that you would like to correct me, be like, "Oh, dude, it's a massive black dude."
See, there you guys go. My brain doesn't.
That was my hope.
Racist. Okay, guys.
That was my genuine hope. And he's like, "Don't you got a man for that?" And she's like, "I don't want to talk about him." And he says, "How many times we done this shit? I ain't calling you a hoe or nothing, but I ain't gonna let you play me like a trick or nothing either." You're like, what, dude? What? And he goes, "Remember, you called me." And then she says, "You save that shit for the dumb motherfuckers you sell crack to." And then he's like, "All right, how much money you want, ho?" And she's like, "What'd you just call me?" And she goes to like smack him, and he grabs it. I'm sure she felt real comfortable here, and like wrapped her from behind. He's like, "Oh, you like it rough, huh?" And she's like, "No, turn around, let me go." And then he does. He like puts her, not gently. He kind of like fucking ragdolls her. Not ragdolls an exaggeration.
No, yeah,
but he kind of just like dumps her on the bed.
Yeah,
and wasn't great. Tyrone, then they're driving, and he drops her off just on a street.
Yeah.
I thought it was her street and she was going home, but then she like walks into town. But he drops her off on a street, but as she's walking right down the middle of a street, there's a tractor coming up behind her.
Huge fucking like farming tractor.
And it's close to her. It needs to keep going, and she looks back, sees it, and then just keeps walking in the middle. So the guy honks.
Fucking flicks him off.
And she refuses to get out of the middle of the road, and is just flicking the guy off. And you're like, this is what's her fucking deal?
Yeah.
What is her fucking deal?
And that's when they bring in the intro.
Black Snake Moan.
Yeah.
She's now in town. She's wearing like a small shirt and
crop top,
itty bitty jeans, like
crop top.
She's looking sexy as hell.
Yeah.
Everyone's checking her out.
Yeah.
A mechanic says something to her, and she calls him a faggot. And then turns out we don't know it's her mom, but it's clearly her mom. She works at a grocery store, and mom's like, "Your meal ticket, leave town." Like, give him, boom, your meal ticket, leave town. And then it looked like she was going to the grocery store to buy shit, and now she's like, "I'm not going there. I don't want to fucking deal with this woman."
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson he's got a young boy named Lincoln. Calls him Link. Kid's helping him load mulch into the back of his truck. Samuel L. Jackson just gives him cash. We don't know how much, but he says, "You can keep the change on that." He goes, "Oh, thank you, Laz," or Mr. Laz. He goes, "But, if you really wanted to give me a tip, my mom's been dying for some of your butter beans." He's like, "Yeah, keep the tip, but come on by later and grab some butter beans. I'll hook you up."
You got them good
He's
butter
like,
beans.
"Oh, thank you." Yeah, we find he lives at a farm. He grows all his shit. He sells them at a farmer's market. I'm sure his butter beans are great.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure he crushes it.
Mm-hmm.
He has a decent piece of land, big house there. Not huge, not like the Patriot. Don't think that. But he's like a decent lot.
Yeah,
where he can grow some shit, and the house is, that him and his wife were comfortable there, and they could have had some kids, and they'd have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls up and stops at Rose's Roses. That's his wife's rose garden on the property, and he hesitates, and then he just runs it over with his tractor.
Which felt satisfying. even for me.
Oh yeah,
I was like, yeah, run those fucking flowers.
All
over.
I know is that she cheated on him with some guy named Deke, and they want to move to Mobile. And I'm like, yeah, run that shit over.
Yeah.
All day. Fuck yeah, Samuel L. There we go.
Yeah.
He's now at a bar, and there's a lady at the bar, and she wants to fuck Samuel L. Jackson, and she's talking about, how
Everyone in the community
how they don't-
loves Samuel L. Jackson.
I mean, he's the man.
He is.
He's the man. How could you not?
This bitch tripping.
Yeah. How could you not?
Yeah.
She's like, man, we don't have any blues here anymore, blah, blah, blah. She's complaining. And she's like rubbing up on Samuel L. Jackson. And he says, it ain't never happened, and it ain't never gonna happen.
Boom.
And she's
Mic
like,
drop.
all right. She walks away. A guy walks in, and the bartender says, Samuel L. Jackson, you cool? He's like, yeah, I'm cool. He's like, you're not going to start any trouble in my bar tonight, are you? He's like, no, I'm not. Why? And then he looks, and he sees the guy that walked in, and he looks at the bartender. He's like, I'm going to finish my beer, and then I'm going to leave. The guy walks up. Turns out it's Deke. And he's like...
And he's just the nicest guy.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He says, man, like, I heard the meeting went well, but I told her, like, we're not leaving town until we make peace with you. And he's like, oh, you're going to put that shit on me, man?
So sweet.
Fuck out of my face. They're going back and forth. Turns out, Deke's like, man, I just hate how all this happened, I would die for you. Blah, blah. He's like, oh, you would die for me.
The sweetest.
Well, Cain slain Abel, blah, blah. This is his brother. I know. His little brother. He's like, my little brother fucks my wife, and he tries to make it seem like I'm the bad guy, and you're like, oh, shit. What a fucking life these people have.
That's what I'm saying.
This is crazy.
You think this motherfucker's being sweet, but then you come to find
it's
out.
his brother.
Yeah.
It's not like this guy's like, I didn't know you were married. All that
Yeah,
shit. No,
yeah.
It's
Exactly.
his brother was fucking his wife, and now
Ah.
they want to move to Mobile together.
Yeah.
Look, what a fucking life. Deke, he's like, all right, you know what, I'll leave the bar. He's like, but hey, Samuel Jackson, I will always love you, brother. And then he goes to leave. Samuel Jackson's not having that. He grabs him, runs him over, fucking slams him on top of the pool table, breaks a bottle, and holds it against his neck. And he's like saying some fucking Cain slain Abel. And he's like, blah, blah, blah. But he says my favorite thing. He's like, you want to die? Say you love me again, N-word. Say you love me again, N-word.
The tension is high.
And he's not saying shit. He then smashes the bottle so like it busts his hand open. And he wipes his blood all over his brother's face and he walks out.
And I was really hoping that was like a mistake. Kind of like that Leonardo DiCaprio thing with
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Django.
Yeah, with Django. But I didn't find anything.
I don't care. It was great writing.
Oh, it was so great.
It was
yeah.
great to write that in the
Yeah.
script.
Yeah.
Either way, that was perfect.
Blood on the face.
Say you love me again. Say you love me, N-word. Crazy. I can't say the word. It's so much better when Samuel L. Jackson says it than when I say it. It is, like, I'm just like, oh, this is going to be a fucking perfect movie. like, I'm like, this is so great.
I need more
This
Samuel
is exactly
Jackson.
what I want in a fucking movie. This is perfect.
Yeah. He eats up every line. And he's in control of every conversation that happens
So
in this
much.
movie. Every single
so
one.
much.
There's no way that you're going to have a conversation with this guy. And like, the closest was the wife. Interaction.
Ronnie later.
Yeah.
Ronnie later. We got a good one later. We're at a big party. Christina Ricci's just talking shit about Frankie from Alpha Dog going off to war. She's like, I begged him not to go. I begged him. He doesn't give a shit about me. Blah, blah, blah. And then, like, later, sometimes past, she's coughing real bad, and her friend goes up. She's like, you okay? You want to go home? She's like, nah, I'm fine. It's worse there. I'm just coughing in my own head. And she's like, all right, well, here. And drink some vodka. And a great friend. And she fucking swigs
Pulling
vodka.
it back and forth.
Dude walks up, and at first I thought he, like, wanted to fuck one of them. And I was like, dude, they're both so far out of your league. No shot.
Turns
out he's like, you want a robo trip tonight? I got DXM. I got Oxys too if you want to do that. And I got fucking what was it? I had to look it up. Coricidin, which is just another cough medicine. Fucking robo tripping at this party. Christina Ricci sees Johnny Truelove's cousin who picked up Frankie earlier to give him a ride. And she goes over and she's like, what, I can't go to a party with my friends? And he's like, you think Frankie sent me here to watch you? he's at camp by now, and tomorrow he's going to be fucking on a plane to another part of the world. You think he's worried about you? Or you think he's even thinking about you?
Yeah, this guy's the worst.
And she's like, you know what? Fuck you. And then she walks away and asks the drug dealer, how many get me fucked up? And he gives her 2.
2.
Apparently 2.
Yep.
Is the magic number to get Christina Ricci
and a chug of a beer.
fucked up.
Yep.
So now Samuel L. Jackson, he's getting rid of all of his wife's shit, and he's playing the blues in the house.
As one would.
Yeah. Just like just like a bird without a feather.
Feather.
No, come on.
Sorry.
The blues don't have the soft backup singer.
You're right.
All right? It's one man. He's never a particularly good singer, and he's just talking about sad stuff.
Yeah.
Just like a bird without a feather. You know I'm lost without your love. Christina Ricci's playing football naked, but she got shoulder pads on.
Where the fuck did those come from?
I liked that. That was a nice touch. Like, she was completely naked other than the shoulder. No one else was wearing pads.
Yeah.
She was completely naked but had shoulder pads on. And she, like, stops for a minute to cough. And a dude, like, comes over and, like, tackles her to the ground and fucks her real quick.
Like, real quick.
like pulls her down, like playfully, but, like, pulls her down. And then, like, the camera kind of moves away. And then we just see him getting up and, like, zipping up his pants and walking back, like in front of people.
Yeah.
It's bananas.
And no one stopped. None of the friends playing football.
No one.
I get it was all like
fuck.
flirty, touchy, but like, damn.
Yeah, nobody.
And then they get like an extreme close up on her, and you could tell she is just dazed and confused.
And she's doing all her fucking.
She's having like her
like she's having like a
withdrawals
seizure thing. Like it's wild to watch.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm watching, I'm in love with her. Like it would be such a bad idea, but in my mind, I'm like, dude, like she would love me, you know, like she would be faithful to me. I get Frankie's character in this movie so much. Just
got to give her a little bit of love and attention. She'll just.
That's all I got to do.
Yeah.
That's all I got to show her how much I love her, and she'll reciprocate.
Yeah.
Of course she will.
What more does a man need?
Yeah. She then, her friends left her, and she's wandering around, and then she falls to the ground, and Johnny Truelove's cousin comes over and takes the shoulder pads off for her, and she's like, that's so much better. And he's like, you had fucking clothes on. Like,
fuck's going on?
He's like, let me get you home. And then he gets her in the truck. He's taking her home. And then he gets mad at her.
Yeah, which is...
Not because she cheated on Frankie, but because she did it with that fucking N-word Tyrone.
Weird
and you're
take.
like, what, dude? That's what this movie is? He's like you're fucking that N-word Tyrone? I didn't think you could stoop any lower.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck, dude? And then he tries to fuck her.
Yeah.
And she starts laughing. And he's like, what's so fucking funny? And she said, you ain't got half of what Tyrone got. Not a half.
Every man's worst nightmare. Boom. You just see on this dude's face. He's like, yeah?
So
Me?
So he beats the fuck out of her.
Exactly.
And then thinks she's dead, so he just opens the door and just pushes her out into the road and drives off.
You're like, fuck.
The watch is beeping.
Ugh.
And so does Frankie's. We see him. He's riding, looks like on a bus.
Yeah.
He's riding on a bus, and his watch is beeping, and, like, another soldier wakes him up. He's like, dude, you fucking watch. He's like, shut that. Everyone's trying to sleep. Your fucking watch is just beeping. Come on. Turn that shit off. So now it's the next morning. Reverend Ronnie calls Samuel L. Jackson, and he's like, I heard about last night, and tells him, he's like, oh, you mad at me for that? And he's like, nah, I think in the eyes of the Lord, you handled it okay. You could have done much worse. And he could have. Definitely could have. And he's but hey, you're welcome at the church anytime. Everyone here cares about you. Like, this is your home. And Samuel L. Jackson, he's like, fuck you. Then he hangs up. He's not interested in that phone call. He then he's packing up all of his wife's shit the night before. He takes it all out to the curb, the trash can, and then he looks, and he sees Christina Ricci just in the road. And he's like, oh, shit.
Fuck.
And
he
goes
looks back
over,
and forth like 20 times.
He's like, oh, fuck.
No one can catch me here.
What's going on? What happened? Shit. And then he goes over to check on her. Her face is fucked up.
Yeah.
And then it immediately isn't, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. She takes a bath, and it's all gone.
Yep.
But, and he, like, checks her pulse, and he's like, oh, shit. And then she, like, coughs, and he's like, ah! And he jumps back, and he's like, all right,
this man got
fucking
so
alive.
fucking spooked.
Yeah, well, he thought she was dead. And then she started coughing. He's like, oh, my God, thank God. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. He brings her inside, and because Christina Ricci is racist,
yes,
she starts calling him Tyrone. Just because she's like, oh, Tyrone. Because those are the only two black people she's ever come into contact with.
Yeah.
And he's like, Tyrone? You telling me he did this to you? And you're like, oh, shit. He's like, all right, you stay here. You stay here. She's not conscious.
Yeah, she is.
You
in
stay
and out.
here on my couch. I'm going to go into town and get you some medicine.
The fuck?
But I'll be back.
I was immediately
So don't
thinking,
worry.
like, what medicine is he going to get her?
But he's just leaving the dying
Girl on her
young
couch.
white girl on
Yeah.
his couch, and he's like, I'm just going to go to town and get you medicine
I'll be right
and
back.
straighten this all out.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. He goes to the
That's exactly what he does.
goes to the pharmacy. The pharmacist sees him and comes out, and she's like, "What are you doing here? I don't see you at church anymore." And he's like, "Ah." He's like, I'm watching my niece, and she's got a bad cough. She's like, "Oh, take her to a doctor." He's like, "We don't got money for a doctor. All right, we don't got doctor money.
Yeah.
Around here." She's like, "Okay." She's like, "Okay, give me a second." And then she goes and she tells him that she forged a prescription for him. Here you go. And he's like, "Can you get in trouble for this?" She's like, "Of course I can, but not if no one finds out."
She just put her livelihood
She's like, "Take care of your niece." And he's like, "All right,
on the line.
thank you."
It just shows how everyone in this community is in love with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. I mean, but
Small
of
town.
course. But no, I mean, wouldn't you be?
Yeah.
He's the best.
He is.
Around, nothing's gonna ever bring me down. Christina Ricci is imagining being raped, and it feels like it's really happening.
Yeah.
And you're like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, it's in Samuel L. Jackson's living room. A guy comes in, he has a fucking cigarette lighter, with an American flag on it. And you're like, how did this guy know she was there? Do people just show up at Samuel L. Jackson's house, and if there's someone passed out on his couch, immediately rape her?
Yeah.
Like, this is bananas.
Where's this movie gonna go?
And then she wakes, like, on the ground. She kind of comes to for a second, and that's not happening. She's alone in the house. And then she passes back out on the ground. Samuel Jackson's going to get in his truck, but then looks at the pool hall, and he walks over there. The guy at the door immediately is like, hey, you know we're closed. He's like, yeah, I just I got to talk to Tyrone real quick. He's like, okay. And he's like, Tyrone, Laz wants to talk to you. He's like, all right, what's up? Like, in front of everyone's like, can we get a word? He's like, yeah. It's, you know, he respects the older man.
It's fucking Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, a little bit. He immediately doesn't show him respect. But Tyrone, he's like, you want some weed? He's like, nah, I don't want that shit. He's like, I want to ask you about a girl. And he, like, starts explaining Christina Ricci. And he's like, you're talking about Christina Ricci. I ain't pimping her. But he's like, but you know what? I got two other blonde girls. I want you to tell me what this means, by the way. Because he says some shit that I've thought about all day. I got two other young blonde girls for you.
Yep.
One of them pregnant, though. So you on your own, playboy.
What does that mean?
Yeah, because it's not like you got to get her to fuck you. Like, one of them, like, I'm offering her to you. I pimp her out. You pay me and you could fuck her. What does you on your own Playboy mean in that scenario?
I think it kind of
like
means...
if she gives birth while you're there,
yeah.
you're responsible.
Yeah, if anything crazy happens, hey man, like you're on your own, or also like you're on your own. I'll keep it on the down low. Like I'm not gonna tell anyone. I'll kind of act like as if like I didn't pimp her out, as if I don't know about this. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like Tyrone just shouldn't be pimping out pregnant girls.
Yeah,
I think you should get maternity leave.
I think so too.
In the prostitution business.
Yeah.
So Tyrone, think about that.
Yeah, just give it a thought. You know,
you on your own, Playboy. So like Samuel Jackson's like, that's not, no, stop it. He's like, stop saying crazy shit to me, please.
Yeah.
He's like, I am so uncomfortable right now.
Yeah.
And he's talking, he's like, back to Christina Ricci. He's like, does she like it like rough? Does she like getting beat up or something? And Tyrone's like, he says, shit, that ain't my scene. You try that shit with her. And you, hold on. You try that if that's what you're into, that's fine. But you try that shit on her, and you got to fuck with me. You understand? And he's like pointing his fingers like a gun in his face. And he says, "Oh, whoa, hey,
immediately you're
call her the dog. Call her the dog."
Yeah, he does that.
Call her the dog.
Immediately though, you're like, "Oh wow, Tyrone is a very noble, respectful guy."
I mean, he just doesn't beat the shit out of Christina Ricci. But he's like, I got other girls if you want to get rough with them. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, he's Christina Ricci. Nah.
He's going to protect the
Tyrone then says, look, if you're going to get with her, I ain't standing in your way. But her switch been all over town. She got that sickness. And Samuel Jackson goes, what sickness is that? He goes, she got to get dick. Well, she go crazy. She got that sickness. She gotta get dick, or she go crazy. Guys, this movie is so fucking good. If you have not started watching it yet, go fucking watch this. And guys, I'm looking at the time. We're gonna have to stop this recording real quick.
Because I'm going crazy without some pussy.
Oh, I got dick. Come on, don't. Why? I want to make this joke, but I can't have the listener think I'm gay, so I gotta say pussy. Braden gotta go get dick, or he gonna go crazy. So stick around. And we're back. Hey, Derek Jeter. Fuck you.
Yeah.
So Samuel Jackson's home. He finds her on the ground, because that's where she left herself. And he says, ain't no harm here. All I want to do is get you well. I'm going to take good care of you, all right?
So sweet.
But, like, in this scenario, it's
so fucking weird.
It's uncomfortable. It's weird. You don't want to hear that. Like,
yeah.
If you're
you have
hearing
no
all
idea what's going on. You're just waking up.
But we then hear, like, the snake noises and the jungle stuff. And he tells her name. Or her name. His name. He's like, my name's Lazarus. Just Lazarus. And then she kisses him and, like, goes to fuck him. And he's like, whoa, get off me.
Yeah, he flips out as if this is, like, the devil touching him.
I mean,
he had to go outside.
Hey, come on.
Oh.
Come on. Dude, don't fucking jump the gun here. She then starts convulsing on the ground and yelling his name. And he's holding the Bible. He's holding the Bible in front of him. He's fucking got the Bible in front of him. And she screams. I don't know if she really screamed this or if he's just fucking imagining it. But call back to the second scene of the movie. She says, you think I give a shit about any of you people?
Oh, yeah.
Just like his wife did.
Yeah.
And he fucking runs out of that house.
Yeah, I wonder if she actually did.
And
say
then
that.
she's screaming, Lazarus! Lazarus!
She's fucking
and
twisted,
she's
on the
convulsing
Yeah.
and just freaking out on the ground. And he's like, this is not good.
So he fucking runs outside.
Yeah, so he's outside, but she's screaming. You can hear her screaming. He then goes back in.
He placed the Bible on the ground, dude. Like this is such like a holy weird moment.
It's a fucking sexual exorcist.
Yeah, this is exactly what this
Hall
is.
of Shame they gave it. Fucking bullshit.
Bullshit.
He comes in, he makes her an ice bath, and he puts her in it. She starts freaking out. She's got a fever. And he's like, I'm not letting you die. You can't fucking die in my house.
Yeah,
Like,
what a jump
I
start on the
can't.
nervous
He's
system.
like, I'm a black senior citizen. I can't have a young white girl die in my house in the South.
Trust me.
I will get the death penalty if this happens.
Yeah.
Puts her in. She starts freaking out in the ice bath. And he's like holding her down. He's like, you're fine. We got to break that fever. And then she calms down. And he says, you put the fear of the devil in me. I was more scared than a kid in a graveyard on Halloween. I was more scared than a kid in a graveyard on Halloween, I'll tell you.
Man, that must have been pretty scary.
I mean, that's the scariest night of the year. That's a scary place. And kids get scared.
Exorcist worthy.
Do you remember, we won't use names,
Okay.
but a friend of ours, I don't know if they got arrested. They might have gotten a written arrest for smoking weed at a cemetery.
God,
in
that
high
sounds
school.
familiar, but yeah, I can't really remember who it was. So I won't say it.
So I told, if you guys are listening to the audio, I whispered it to Braden.
Yeah.
I told so many people that he didn't get a written arrest for weed. He got for trespassing, and he was there writing poetry. 30 people bought it. 30 people were like, seriously? I was like, oh yeah. He goes, that's where, he brought some friends this time, but that's where he goes to write his poetry. And people were like, that's fucking absurd.
That's insane.
Like, that's
but
where
they
he
can
feels.
buy it because of who it is.
No, that's what makes it so much weirder. Who it is. He is not someone that I would ever expected that. I would be shocked.
Honestly, I would. I could totally see it. I swear to God, I could totally see him doing exactly that.
Poetry?
Well, not poetry. He might have said
That
poetry.
is what I said. Yeah.
No.
He was there writing poetry. That is what makes it weird.
Yeah.
He goes to the cemetery. First of all, smoking at the cemetery, it's not like that's normal. Unless it was like a weird, he went with a buddy and he's like, I just want to go to my dad's grave. Will you please take me to my dad's grave? And he's like, all right, yeah, fine. It was me. I was his buddy. Writing poetry? No, that's what makes the story the weirdest. That is why I thought it through. I thought what's kind of believable, but the most ridiculous thing.
Well-
and the correct answer is poetry, which is why I said poetry.
Well-
and why so many people were like, wow, yeah, that's crazy. Why was he doing that? It's bananas. You guys don't know this, but and we're back.
We're back.
Hey, Derek Jeter, fuck you.
God.
So Braden just kept saying the person's name.
It's
We had
hard.
so we had to stop. And I think just the story's over because
It was a good story.
I don't feel like you can not say the name if we go forward.
It's going to be challenging.
So we're just going to move forward in the movie that you guys are all here to listen to.
yeah.
So the watch is beeping, and Christina
watches do.
Ritchie is crawling around like out in the crop field, yelling for Frankie.
I mean, this is full-on exorcism type
Yelling
shit.
for Frankie out in the crops. And I'm like, oh, she's imagining this. Nope. Samuel Jackson comes out, and he's like, what you doing out here? He's like,
I thought it was a dream, too,
gotta
at
get you
first.
inside. And she's like, oh, no, and like goes to like run away, and he comes and grabs her.
Yeah.
And then he's like, it's okay. No, he doesn't say that. Sorry, I'm reading that. He brings her inside, and she says to him, puts her down on the couch, and she's crying, and she just goes, it's okay. And I'm kind of like, oh, what's she mean by that? And then Samuel L. Jackson looks at, oh, no, I'm not going to do that at all. No, like, so she was saying it's okay, like
You can
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I get it. Just go. You can fuck me.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh no. You're safe here.
Yeah.
You're safe here. I am not gonna do that. And then she's sobbing, and he starts singing her the blues, and then like tucks her in on the couch.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they got to a point where he starts throwing like fucking holy water.
I mean, they didn't. Why put that out there? You wouldn't be. You watched the movie. You know what doesn't happen.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at this movie because the way they kind of like,
Well, they don't.
yeah, It felt like it was going to get pretty extreme, but they kept it nice and sound.
No, they don't.
Oh,
No, they don't.
okay.
So Samuel L. Jackson has a plan. He looks at the radiator and looks at her, and then it looks like just at night, like while she's sleeping, he's just playing the blues really loud in the living room. He's got a guitar. He's singing loud and playing the guitar. And you're like, this is fucking crazy.
Got to get it out, man. Got to express that
And
shit.
it's all, so as the music's playing, we see him, he walks out to a shed, and he's getting a big length of chain.
Yeah.
So it's now the next morning. Christina Ricci wakes up and sees Samuel L. Jackson wearing a wife beater, standing in the kitchen, drinking water, looking at her. So she wakes up. There's a rough... Samuel L. Jackson looks rough in this movie.
Yeah.
It's not handsome Samuel L. Jackson. Like,
No.
He has crazy-looking white hair. He's never well-dressed. He's always, like, a little dirty.
Yeah.
Like, he just looks rough. So this is a stranger. She's on the couch. She's staring at, like, it's not a good wake up.
She's finally conscious.
Yeah, she's all there, and but she's not cool. She's like, hey, how long was I out? He's like, oh, you've been in and out for 2 days. She's like, all right. He's playing music. She's like, we turn that shit off immediately. I'm in this person's house. I've been in and out of consciousness for 2 days. Turn that shit off. Turn that fucking N-word music off, all right?
It doesn't hold back.
I'm not feeling great, all right? Turn that shit off. And he does. He doesn't, like, he's like, oh, yeah, sorry. Goes and shuts it off.
Nice guy.
He asks about her face, and she's like, I'm not interested in talking to you about that at all. And she's like, hey, it's like, I appreciate you taking care of me. I don't have any money to give you. He's like, I don't want your money. She's like, all right, well, guess I'll just be on my way then. And then she goes to stand up, and she, like, takes the blanket off of her, and she sees that there's a chain wrapped around her waist with a lock on it. And she's like, he goes, yeah, I was going to tell you about that. And she's like, why the fuck do you have me chained up? This is crazy. What did you do to me? He's like, you were running around, you were having fever dreams, and I was chasing you around the property all night. She's like, all right, that's fine, yeah, but I'm fine now, so why don't you take these off so I can go? And he says, nah, you ain't right yet. You ain't right yet. Why do you let men treat you like that? And you're like, oh, no! No fucking way!
Oh, she's going to be here for a while.
And she's like, what? Hey, that's you don't talk to me like that. Like, you don't fucking know me. Like, this isn't, we're not having this conversation. I saved your life. I can talk to you however the fuck I want. And they go back and forth a little bit, and she pushes him to the ground. Oh, no, she doesn't. Sorry. I mean, she does, but not yet. She offers to fuck him. She's like, look, I mean, if you wanna fuck me, you can, but just afterwards, I'm gonna need you to take the chain off. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Which, you know, if you're in her position, that's an all right deal at this point.
Yeah, if you're
She's
chained
thinking
up.
long term. She's like, if he wants to fuck me, he's going to.
Yeah.
Let me make it look like I'm willing, but hey, like, take the chains off after. Let's not be ridiculous here.
Negotiating.
It's not bad on her part for being like, all right, look, yeah, I'm down, but just, you know, when we're done, let me leave.
So, little fun fact: they gave her the choice to choose between chains, and apparently she chose like the biggest chain, which is
make it the most fun.
Yeah, right? Am I right?
Yeah, you got tissues. I'm getting a little my allergies.
You know what?
Getting a little runny.
Let me see if I got some.
Getting a little runny here. I mean, are they on my side? I can grab them.
No, you just keep going.
It's great podcasting, guys. Yeah. So she realized this isn't going to be good. He's not letting her leave. So she shoves him to the ground and runs out the front door. But then the chain only has so much slack. So it pulls her down. She hits the ground. Samuel Jackson's laying on the floor. He stands up and goes over the radiator and says, we will not be moved. We will not be moved. I'm gonna blow my nose just off camera, guys. This is, the famous Lenny Bruce, one of the greatest comedians of all time. He once blew his nose on like a late night talk show and like did a whole bit about it.
Oh, really?
So I'm the Lenny Bruce of podcasting.
Oh, look at that. But yeah, he will not be moved. It's like a fucking holy moment. There's a couple where it's like he's making some type of devotion almost to like as if God is like giving him these signs. And he's like, oh, I will not be moved. Like, obviously, God, you're showing me these signs. I have a purpose of what I'm supposed to do. Like, all this has meaning. So we kind of get that here. And we kind of see why he's so devoted.
He then walks outside. And she's freaking out. She's running all over, pulling the chain. She's trying to get the fuck out of there. She's screaming for help. And he says, I ain't going to be moved by this. You can holler all you want. Ain't nobody going to hear you. Ain't nobody going to bend my will, neither. Fucking wild. Yeah. And then he says, right or wrong, you gon' mind me.
Oof.
What? Right or wrong, you gon' mind me.
I think it's like whether you think I'm being right or wrong.
Oh, no. Yeah, I get what he means.
Oh, okay.
It is bananas
that you would say
that
like
he's saying this to this woman. He then picks up the chain and like slowly starts like wrapping it around his arm, pulling her in some as he's talking. It's fuck. And then he goes, like Jesus says, I'm gonna suffer you. I'm gonna suffer you. Now get your ass back in my house. You're like, oh my God, no, this is so bad, guys. As I'm watching this, my jaw's dropped, and I'm smiling, and my eyes are lit up. My brother called during this scene, and I just answered. I was like, dude, if you haven't seen The Black Snake Moan, holy shit, this movie's amazing. This movie is amazing, and you need to watch it. And he's like, all right, I'll watch it. She gets a little, she's like, or what? And then spits in his face.
I love the way that she tries to defy him.
I would love for her to spit in my face.
That too.
Oh my God.
God.
I would be like, oh, thank you. I'd be like, or nothing. You can do whatever you want. I will do nothing. All right? Whatever you want. Whatever you want, Christina.
Yeah.
Tension then builds, and then we see him just like slowly and methodically, just like a little bit more. He's up against the radiator.
He's having fun.
She's on the porch, like holding onto the steps, like, no!
We literally see
and
like the wood fucking wearing away from like the chain.
He's slowly pulling her in, and then eventually she's like, all right, fine, I'll come in. She's like, she's going to lose. And she comes in, and she goes, you hungry? So it's dinner time. And he tells her she's eating too fast. He's like, I put a lot of hard work into those greens, into growing those greens, and I put a lot of love into making everything else. And maybe if you slow down eating, you might actually taste some of it. And you're like, dude, why you still got to be weird to this girl?
And she's just stuffing it down.
Yeah, because she hasn't eaten in 2 days. She's fucking shoveling it down.
That and in spite.
Yeah. I don't think it's spite.
Well, at least that last part.
I think she's just even, like, famished.
Did the fingers in like a certain way.
Just wanted to get everything. Get it all. He's then walking her through the field on a chain. And she's like, what the fuck is going on, man? Like, you take about my fucking mule out here, like all this stuff. And he's like, you got to get your legs strong. She's like, I'm able to walk. Like, they're strong enough. Let me the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah. So he then, like, she walks front and, like, kind of pulls the chain, and she keeps walking. And
now she's strutting her shit.
Kind of like a sexy walk. And
you're
like, oh, she's great. She's so great. He's putting, like, ointments on all of her cuts and stuff and telling her she needs to stop fucking around. She starts rubbing her foot up against him, like, kind of sexy. And then he starts yelling like, because he's talking the whole time. He doesn't shut the fuck up the whole time.
Yeah.
He's like, you gotta stop giving you shit around all the time. Also starts rubbing the foot and he's like, like, You're just going like, and I'm the bad guy. You're fucking my brother. You killed my baby, and I'm the bad guy. And he's like pushing her hard, and she's like, get the fuck off of me! And kicks and like pushes him off, and he's like, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Gets her some water and brings it over. He's like, hey, sorry, I didn't mean to go off like that.
Well, and this obviously shows the reason why he's doing this.
Yeah. This is all countertransference. He sees his wife and this poor girl.
He thinks this is somehow going to make it.
And he's like, Christina Ricci, she needs help.
Yeah.
Character needs not
For sure.
not to be chained up in Samuel L. Jackson's fucking house and
Gotta do what you gotta
all
do.
that stuff. But like, she definitely needs some kind of help. But not this. This is crazy.
Sexual exorcism, David.
This is fucking crazy. And then he gets over and she's like, I want to fuck. like why are old men always like little kids and they're just like
She's putting the moves on.
She's like, I know you want to fuck me. Like, don't you're acting like a kid. Like, just let's do it.
And there's the longest like contemplation and almost
she
seems
says, you gonna give me another bath?
like God damn you are, Samuel Jackson.
And there's like a 12-second just silence.
Yeah.
And then he walks away.
Yeah.
We then hear she's laying on she's like lays down like she's trying to go to bed, and we start hearing the snakes and the jungle noises, and she starts moving, and she grabs the chains and she just starts wrapping it like all over her arms, her legs, all over herself, and it calms her down.
She needs to feel comfortable.
Yeah. The chains calmed her down, and she went to sleep. Samuel Jackson shows up at the farmer's market the next day, and his competitors are there, and they're like, "Oh man, we're making money before you got here," because it's like a playful little like, man, you grow the best stuff, everyone wants yours. And he asks, he's like, what time's LMA's open? And they say, I think 10. What are you buying yourself, some pantyhose? And he goes, a couple dresses actually. He then goes in, and the old white women inside the store can't believe that this old black man's in there.
He's sitting there scratching his head, looking around.
But they're like, oh my, what do we do?
How do we help this man?
And he makes it so much better.
Yeah.
She walks over, and she says, can I help you? And he says, yes'm.
Yes'm.
Do you know why it's bananas that he said that to her?
No.
That's a slave thing.
Ooh.
They would say, yes'm, for yes ma'am, and yes'm massa.
Oh.
Yes'm. First time he's interacting with an older white person, and he says, yes'm.
Shit.
Crazy. He said he wants something that makes a woman feel like a woman, not some hussy or some floozy.
Oof.
And she's like, great. That's very helpful.
That made it so
You didn't
easy.
give me sizes or anything like that. You just said, I want a woman to feel like a woman. I got you.
Sure.
Christina Ricci wakes up. She tries to pick the lock, and she can't, so she smokes a cigarette. Samuel Jackson brings some goodies to the pharmacist. One of them's a lotion. Huge sexual tension.
Oh,
between
flirting so hard.
so hard.
My dog, Samuel L. Jackson, got that game.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Link stops by the house for those butter beans.
Fucking Link.
And he's knocking on the door, knocking on the windows. Christina Ricci is... It's sad.
Yeah. She's trying her hardest.
She is afraid, first, that it's the rapist from earlier.
Yes.
So clearly she was raped at one point. She's afraid that it's that guy at the door. That's like, we're seeing like what she's seeing.
We're starting to get her backstory.
And like what in her head is happening. And it's that guy is at the door. So instead of being like, oh, this is great, someone's here, I can get the fuck out of this house, she's scared.
Yeah.
That her rapist has returned. And she's like hiding and all that stuff. And Link's like knocking on windows, looking in and shit. And then he's like, all right, this is fucking... And we're hearing the snake and the jungle noises too. And she's like up against the radiator.
She's also scared that she's going to just lose control of herself.
So she's up against the radiator, and Link's walking away, and he hears something. He's like, Samuel Jackson, I'm coming in. It's an older man. He's like, he might be fucking dying in there.
And even before this, he starts peeking through the windows, keeps saying, where you at, Laz?
Small town. We don't know the relationship. And it could be like, he's old.
Yeah.
His wife just left him. Like,
why isn't he
could
home?
be like, Samuel Jackson might be dead in there.
Yeah.
Like, I got to check on him. And he feels compelled. He's like, I'm coming in, man. I hope you're okay. And then he goes in, and the second he gets in, Christina Ricci comes up, takes her shirt off, and they fuck. They fuck.
It's so jealous.
It's best case scenario. Because Link was worried he was going to find a dead old man.
And be out of fucking beans.
Instead, Christina Ricci fucks him.
Or tries.
No, she does.
I don't think they ended up having sex.
They talk all about it later.
Okay.
Samuel Jackson pulls up.
You're right.
And then, throws Lincoln out of the house like it's his fucking fault that this happened.
Yeah.
And, kicks him in the ass down the steps, and he's, running away, pulling his pants up. Reverend Ronnie pulls up at this point, and he's like, is that Lincoln? He's like, it was. He's like, where's he running? Why are his pants down? What the fuck? What did I just pull up to?
Yeah. And
Samuel Jackson immediately goes, you need to leave. He's like, what?
What?
He's like, yeah, you need to get the fuck out of here. And Ronnie's like, what are you talking about? And Samuel Jackson was holding his gun. He's like, I've asked you to leave my property. He's like, and if I don't, are you gonna use that fucking gun on me? What is going on?
Yeah.
And he talks like, hey, we're not brothers, but we've known each other our whole lives. So that'd be like if I pulled up to Braden's house, and Braden's fucking teenager ran out of the house pulling his pants up, and I was like, Braden, what's going on, man? And he just put his gun on his shoulder.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was not a good look.
He just put a big rifle on his shoulder, and he's like, you need to get the fuck out of here, David, all right? I've asked you to leave my property. You need to leave.
What do you do?
I do what Ronnie did.
Huh.
All day. All day I do what Ronnie did, which was he takes the gun and points it up against his own chest, and he's like, do it. Dude, you're going to point a fucking gun at me? Fucking do it.
Just fucking do it.
Someone that I bought drugs from in the past.
Mm.
It's someone I was friends with. And I arrived at their home where they sold the drugs. It was weed. It wasn't heroin. And they had a gun just out on the table while they were weighing out the weed and stuff. And I looked at the gun, I looked at him, I said, what's the scenario where you're shooting me? I said, really, it's someone I've known way too long. I was like, there's not a scenario where you're going to fucking shoot me, man. Put the fucking gun away or I'm buying drugs from other people from now on. And he said, yeah, you're right. He put the gun away.
Man, he just wanted to show that shit off.
Yeah, but you can be like, oh, check out this gun I got.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Put it out,
my dog flex it.
He's got to know I got it. I was like, fucking, you're not going to shoot me. It would have to get bananas intense for you to use that on me.
Hey, come on. What have we been taught our whole life, David?
One stay in there.
One stay in the motherfucking head.
Doesn't mean he's going to shoot me.
No, yeah.
He wouldn't have.
But maybe.
I would have had to have my own gun, and he'd have to be like, oh, I might die if I don't do this.
Let's play devil's advocate. Let's say.
No, because you're going to use their name, because you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm not.
And you've already fucked that up.
But imagine.
So, Ronnie is like, imagine what?
Imagine some dude comes to rob him while you're there, and he saves your life with that gun.
If a dude's robbing him, odds are they're not going to kill me. Odds are they're not going to show up at his house to rob him and be like, I am killing David Breen. I don't think he would save my life. I think he would save himself some money, and I don't give a fuck about that.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Put the fucking gun away. That was a cool devil's advocate you played there.
Hey.
Took me a long time to blow that up.
Maybe you'd be grateful, man.
Fucking, nah, I wouldn't give a shit.
Getting your life saved plus some bud?
Would not save my life. And I would just witness a murder. I would be so upset if because my life's not really in danger. Odds are they're not. He wasn't moving hundreds of pounds. It's not like they were going to rob him for so much money where they're willing to kill two people to keep it quiet. My life was not in danger. Him killing someone, I'm here while...
Fuck.
I'm here, there's drugs, a fucking dead body. Now what? Now what? Yeah, horrible situation to be in.
He knows what to do, though.
He doesn't. He didn't. He probably does now. He did not. He put that fucking gun away. So, and then Samuel L. Jackson starts crying like a little bitch, and he doesn't shoot Ronnie. And Ronnie's like, what's going on? And he brings him inside, shows him Christina Ricci.
Yeah, so such a quick turnaround.
They go outside, and Ronnie's like, what's wrong with you? He's like, that girl, she's been all over town. She got so many STDs. She got crabs. And Samuel L. Jackson says a great line. He says, Ronnie, my wick dry on this one. Like just mwah. Just chef's kiss to everything Samuel L. Jackson says.
Yeah.
My wick dry on this one.
Once
You
again,
gotta believe me.
Wins every conversation.
Always.
Yeah.
And he's right. He's like, Ronnie's like, why didn't you go to the? He's like, I found her, fucking almost dead in the street. And then he's like, why don't you go to the cops? He's like, because I'm a black man who found an almost dead young white girl. He's like, I've been brought in and questioned by the police just for being around shit that happened and being black. He's like, there's no way I wouldn't have gone down for that. My options were leave her in the street or do what I did. Like, so I did what I fucking did.
Yeah.
And Ronnie's like, all right. And he's like, I want you to talk to her. Ronnie's like, what? He's like, she needs counseling. That girl's sick. I want you to go in there and talk to her. And Ronnie's like, man. And then he goes to walk away, and he says, I'm fixing steaks for supper. I expect you to stay.
Isn't there one other line?
Yeah. I didn't write it down. He says something like,
You better be careful. She'll be on your dick faster than
stink on a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better be careful around that girl. Give her the chance. She'll be on your dick faster than stink on shit.
Yep.
You're just like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
And
everything
he starts
says.
like pulling his collar, and he's like, oh man, I haven't dealt with some pussy in a long time. Like, this is going to be challenging.
Samuel L. Jackson then goes into his barn, and he finds Lincoln in there. Lincoln didn't leave. Lincoln went and hid in the barn.
Come on.
Fucking, you get off that property, Lincoln. You go hide in the barn. Samuel L. Jackson lets him know that, hey, that wasn't your fault. Lincoln then's like, why is she chained up in your house? He goes, well, Lincoln, that's private. That's between me and Lincoln, that's private. That's between me and her. Like, as if Lincoln's supposed to be like, yeah, you're right. My bad. I shouldn't have asked that shit.
That would just make so many more questions pop up.
Samuel L. Jackson then asks Lincoln, he's like, was that your first time?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, it was. He's like, yeah.
And he smiles. He's got some gold teeth.
Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson's older black man. He's like, I remember my first time. Man, she was 2 tons if she was a pound. You did a lot better than me in there, Link. like, hey. He then offers him a cigarette. Because you gotta have a cigarette after you fuck.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that line was pretty funny. He's like, either you're smoking or she better be smoking.
She better be smoking.
Yeah. Like, God damn that if that ain't true.
Christina Ricci asks about heaven. She's like, I don't think it's real. And Ronnie's like, yeah, it's fucking bullshit. Everyone's worried about heaven. Heaven sucks, all right? There's fucking sin in my heart because, you know, I'm a flawed person. But you know what? When I have no one else to turn to, I talk to God. And she's like, all right. He's like, that's my heaven. What's heaven for you? And then she says, it's Frankie from Alpha Dog. And then we see Frankie get off a bus in town. So at first you're like, how fucking long has she been in this house?
Yeah.
How long has this been going on? This is bananas.
Yeah.
And he walks into a bar. Johnny Truelove's cousin, sitting at the bar. And he goes and he talks to him. He's like, hey, let's get Frankie a drink over here. And Herman's asking him, like, what happened? And kind of like being a cock. But he's like, you're gone for 2 days. Yeah, but they give you the chicken dinner. He's like, they always find ways to discharge people early, blah, blah, blah. And Frankie's mad at this guy.
Yeah, I mean, they almost fought.
Yeah, like getting in his face. And Johnny Truelove's cousin, he breaks it up. And he's like, come on, Herman, he just got back. He's like, he would have had to go somewhere to get back.
Boom, another mic drop.
So Frankie has not been gone very long.
Yeah. I think they ended up saying in another line that it's been a week.
It hasn't. I think 2 days. It's been not long. It has been maybe 2 days. Frankie then has a hard time explaining what's wrong with him and why they sent him home. And he's like, they called it anxiety. So like, yeah, he has anxiety. He's like, in target practice, I'm fucking nailing him.
Yeah, around like loud noises and stuff, he gets severe
Get
anxiety.
around long noises. I shut down. I got to throw up, and
It's funny because he talks about it like he's never heard of anxiety.
That's
before.
the thing. He's like, they called it anxiety. Like, what even is that? Like,
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is sad.
Welcome to the 21st century.
Frankie then asks, he's like, hey, Johnny Trulo's cousin, have you heard from Christina Ricci? And he's like, nah.
He's playing off. Like, he's very standoffish.
He's like, I ain't heard shit. Yeah. So, guys, it's that time. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Hello.
Hey, Derek Cheater. Fuck you.
Such a bad guy.
So, Christina Ricci puts on a dress per Samuel L. Jackson's request and puts on a little fashion show for him.
And you know what? It's very woman-like.
That
woman
makes her
did
feel
her
like
job.
a woman, not a floozy or a hussy. She feels like a woman right now.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I got Ronnie and Lincoln out there on the grill. I'm doing the steaks in here. They're grilling corn, and he's doing steaks in the kitchen.
Yeah, how the fuck does that make sense?
Yeah, it's not the way I would have done it, but hey, is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, so what are you gonna make? He's like, I don't fucking cook anything.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, you cuss too much. You don't make anything. She's like, I don't know how to make it. He's like, can you boil water? She's like, yeah, I think I could do that. And he's like, all right, boil some water. We then cut to Ronnie and Lincoln out by the grill, and Lincoln's like, wow, why are we here? He's like, what? He's like, we're staying for dinner. Is she gonna be fucking chained up at the table? Like the four of us just eating dinner? Lincoln's the only normal person here.
Yeah.
Lincoln's like, does no one else see how fucking crazy this is?
Yeah.
Me, the Reverend Samuel L. Jackson, and a chained up woman.
You think he'd be
We're
like,
gonna
I'm
have dinner in his home.
going to go home now.
Yeah, he'd be like, sir, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm going to the police.
Yeah.
This is insane.
Yeah. So I'll throw in a little fun fact. Apparently, Christina Ricci didn't eat any nutritional food over the course of the shoot. And she apparently stayed in the same clothes.
What does nutritional food mean? Like she was eating like
fucking chips.
gummy bears and chips?
Yeah,
that
like
was-
nothing with any
okay.
protein or fats. No, yeah, probably just like carbs.
Okay.
But also she wore the exact same outfit, which is just underwear.
I loved it. She's
And the
wearing,
crop top?
She's wearing white underwear and a Confederate flag crop top. We didn't
Yeah.
address that. It's got the Confederate flag on it. Crop top. The whole movie.
Whole movie.
Not the whole movie. Until now.
Yeah.
Now she's wearing her nice dress.
Yeah, but she apparently wore the underwear and the crop top in between scenes and takes like the entire time to the point to where it made Samuel L. Jackson uncomfortable. And he was like trying to convince her apparently to like change.
Do you have another fun fact about those clothes? Some fucking weirdo in the wardrobe department brought that shit home.
Really?
I'm positive.
Oh yeah.
I didn't read it anywhere. She wore it the whole time. Some dude, the guy operating the fucking boom is like, once the wardrobe person is like, I'll give you $100. You give me those underwear when we're done shooting.
Fun fact: she bought those clothes and just brought them. And they're like,
because that was gonna happen.
yeah.
If she did not, so she left with those clothes.
Well,
Yeah,
let's hope.
if she bought them and brought them, or she sold them to the guy, good on her.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Can you imagine though? They're
Yeah,
like, hey,
if those were that was part of the wardrobe, someone was buying that. Someone was buying that underwear from the wardrobe department.
And that's crazy. They probably didn't have a wardrobe department because, like, can you imagine telling like your main star, hey, just go shop at Bell's real quick and just get
Just
some.
run over. Went to Bell's today.
Oh yeah.
Got a pair of jeans.
Ooh.
$12.99.
What?
Yeah, fucking great. Had to get 2 pairs of jeans. I don't wear jeans ever. I'm going to New Orleans. It's gonna be a little chilly, and I was like, I wanted the dark pair of jeans. I want a pair of tan jeans. I got the dark jeans at Bell's for $12.99. Got the tan jeans at Target for $26.
gonna be looking slick.
But here's the other thing. Like that, you're like, oh, you paid double the price for the jeans at Target. That sucks. But at Target, there were Goodfellow and Co. T-shirts.
Yep.
$6 a pop.
Look at that.
$6 a pop.
Can't beat that.
I bought 4 fucking shirts. I went there for 1 pair of jeans. I walked out with a pair of jeans and 4 shirts.
Got a whole fucking wardrobe.
I'm set. I'm set for life.
Look at that,
I'm
guys.
never going to buy clothes again. Bells, Target, you get it. You fucking get it.
You're where it's at.
So they're eating dinner, and she made eggs with cayenne pepper.
Yeah.
They make a point of talking about it. And then Frankie and Johnny's cousin, new scene. They're at the house, Frankie and Christina Ricci's place, and she's not there. And Frankie's like, man, it's exactly how I fucking left it 2 days ago. Looks like no one's been here. And he's like wanting to call her and shit. He's like, can't get a hold of her. And he starts punching the fridge. Johnny goes into the kitchen and comes out. And he's got like a bottle of liquor, and he's just drinking it out of the bottle. Or Johnny's cousin.
Yeah.
And
This guy is just a dick.
he's like, dude, like, it's Christina Ricci's fault, man. Like, it's her fault you got this anxiety and, you know, you not being able to be in the army. You know, you had a goal. You were going to go do that. They were going to pay for your education. You were going to get the fuck out of here. And you let the town slut fucking ruin that, man. Like, what the hell? And he's like, no, you're wrong, all right? She's been faithful. Since we've been together, she's been faithful. And Johnny's cousin's like, dude, I came by to drop off the spare key 2 hours after you left. I fucked her in the house. Like, she hasn't been faithful. She has not been faithful.
Oh, dude.
He's like, she doesn't. He's like, and I don't care if that hurts you, man.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I don't even know who the fuck you are anymore.
I
This
would've-
guy is
yeah.
the biggest piece of shit on the planet.
Like making it about
That's
him.
like Braden goes to the army and he gets this anxiety shit, and they're like, hey, we know you've wanted to do this your whole life, but we can't have you here. You're a liability. We got to send you home. And while he was gone, I tried to fuck his girlfriend, and she wouldn't fuck me and said Tyrone had a much bigger dick. So I think I killed her.
Yeah.
I beat her, I think, to death and leave her on the side of the road. And then when he gets back, I'm like, man, you're an idiot for fucking her. I don't even know you, man. What's wrong with you, all right? I fucked her, all right?
Dude.
The second you left, I came in this house and I fucked her, all right?
The audacity.
Like, fucking piece of shit, this guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, starts walking away, and Frankie kicks his ass. They're out in the front. He's beating him up some more. He has a gun. He points it at him. He takes his car keys and steals the guy's truck.
Should have just fucking killed him.
Should have.
Should have.
Fucking
It's
pussy.
the one thing this movie was missing.
Samuel L. Jackson and Christina Ricci, they have a little nightcap together.
Yeah, they
They're
do.
taking shots of moonshine in the kitchen.
Just a good
And
little
and
scene.
You're like, how is this what their relationship has evolved into?
Yeah. How did this happen?
Samuel L. Jackson's like, oh, do a toast to freedom. And he takes a shot, and she's like, you're just making jokes. And then he unchains her and says, it ain't on me to change your life or nobody else's life. You go ahead and do what you want. And then he takes another shot, and he's like, I can take you back to town if you want.
Shows just a little bit of moonshine will set shit straight.
There you go. That's all you got to do.
That's all you got to do.
She asks him, she's like, will you do one thing for me? He's like, of course. And then we see him, he's getting his guitar out, and he's going to play the blues. And he's kind of just talking in the beginning. And he's like, I want to meet some kids. Whole mess of them. But for Rose, my wife, kids is for another time. Boom, 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 boom. And then starts singing a song about his wife getting an abortion behind his back.
I mean,
He's singing it.
Yeah.
He's like, it's wild. Like, she told me she was going to go visit her family down in Knoxville.
She had a glow about her.
Came back, the glow was gone. She killed that baby. like it's fucking nonsense. And you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, this is bananas.
And Christina Ricci is just like, man, that has got
It's
some
fucking-
kick to it.
It's good. This
Yeah.
is good. He starts talking about the voice in his head that calls him back to the past and makes him angry, makes him want to do bad things. And what's he call that voice? No, don't stop it, because you're not gonna say it. Calls it the Black Snake Moan.
Yeah.
Or say the devil, like he's the fucking water boy's mom. Like that voice is the devil.
Yeah.
Fucking piece of shit, man. Fuck you.
Yeah, the black.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
all right, bro.
Fuck you.
Okay.
There's a thunderstorm, and the lights are cutting in and out. Christina Ricci goes over and she's hugging his leg and says, "Please don't stop playing." So he doesn't. Keeps playing. She's thinking about going back to when she was raped, all that stuff. It's a very he's doing the blues. He's really into it. The lights are cutting in and out, and she's hugging his leg.
She's just reliving the
ground,
past.
Yeah, but it seems like she's feeling some comfort out of it.
Yeah. Getting through it. Something that she was been neglecting and suppressing this entire time with sex. And now this is part of her withdrawals, which is facing this just emotional, damaging time in her life when she was, what we're coming to find out, abused sexually.
Yeah. Next day, he brings her to town. He asks, "You sure you're ready?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm just going to get some girl stuff, makeup, stuff like that." It's all right. She's super nervous. They get out of the truck, and he's like, "Hey, take as much time as you need. That town ain't going nowhere." She goes, "Okay." Then she walks off, and she goes to the grocery store. The pharmacist then shows up. He's at the farmer's market. He's setting up for the day. And she's like, "Hey, brought you some lunch." And why don't you smell the lotion? And he goes, and it's on her neck, and he smells it such sexual tension.
Oh, yeah.
Christina Ricci finds her mom working just in the aisle. She's fucking tagging stuff with the price, putting the price tags on bread. And what a life this fucking woman has. And it's fucking, she sucks and her life is awful. But she deserves it. Christina Ricci's yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Absolutely. For this woman, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I mean, do you think not? You think she's happy and lives a fulfilled life?
Maybe.
Just tagging shit in the grocery store.
A lot of people love working at Whole Foods.
Because this is a Whole Foods.
Trader Joe's?
No, it's not a Trader. This is a Winn-Dixie at best. And not a nice Winn-Dixie. This is a shitty Winn-Dixie that she works at.
He's got a point.
And she walks over and she's like, "Hey, now that you're working in town, I was thinking maybe, we can get coffee one morning or something." She's like, "What, you need money or something?" She's like, "No, I just want to see you. I want to get some money." And the mom's like, "Nah, I don't want fucking coffee with you. All right, I'm working right now. Why don't you leave me alone?"
Oof.
Just a cunt. And she's like, "Okay." And then she starts walking away and she stops and she goes, "I just think you should have kept him off me is all."
Oh.
And the mom's like, what are you talking about? She's pleading ignorance. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, "Yeah, don't fucking deny it, all right? You can do a lot of things. You can say whatever you want about me. Don't fucking deny this, though." And then the mom, grabs her and, runs her over to the side. And she's like, "You're going to put this on me, all right? I've had to deal with my daughter whoring her fucking ass around town my whole life. Oh, you fucking slut. You're fucking everybody. And you're going to lay that at my feet? No, fuck you. The only thing," she's like, "you don't have to apologize, but just admit it." She's like, "The only thing I apologize for is listening to my parents and not getting an abortion, which I knew was the right thing to do." And you're like, this lady is the fucking worst. She then walks away to go back to work. The cashier is close to them, and she's just looking. She's like, "This is fucking nuts.
What did she just
That
say?
is nuts what just happened.
Oh, my God.
This is not workplace talk."
Probably the worst thing a parent could say to a child.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. In middle school, I told someone that my mom said that to me. And they were like, "That's not good, David. Your mom shouldn't talk to you like that." I'm like, "She didn't. It's crazy." Christina Ricci then's like, No, you can't fucking deny this." And she grabs a mop, not like a mop, like one of those like scrubby
Scrapers,
mops.
yeah.
Yeah, but it was a mop, but one of those, not like a prison mop where you see where they're mopping the floor like a psh.
Like a Swiffer.
but not a Swiffer.
Yeah.
It's like it's
More
the other
metal
kind.
than plastic.
Yeah, and she like fucking hits her in the face with it, and
Lacrosse stick
she's
style.
throwing bread on her and just screaming. She's
Yeah.
like, "You were one room away. You were one room." Oh, before she was like,
And this is just bringing me back to Abducted in Plain Sight.
you could have made a better joke there.
Well, I'm sorry I'm not David Breen, okay?
What joke could you have made?
Yeah, just a little.
Don't worry about it. I want you talking. I'm trying to get you to keep talking so the listener and the viewer doesn't have to focus on me blowing my nose right now.
Suck this. Is it, what are we relating to?
You said it brings you back.
To Abducted in Plain Sight.
But we often talk about a male figure in your life sexually assaulting you at a young age.
Yeah, sorry.
That is what you could have said this brings you back to.
Well, David, all
You
this
said this brings me back to my relationship with my mom. You know, she just let that happen to me. Like, that is what you should have done there.
You got to understand all the neglecting and suppressing I've been doing over my life. Like, it's buried.
It's not, though. It's not. I bring it up way too often for it to be that buried.
That's why I keep digging.
Yeah, but it's there.
Bury
It's
it back
there.
underneath.
And you would have like a fucking emotional breakdown when it gets brought up if that was the case. You would not handle it well when we talk about it. So there's a thing that I liked that happened.
Oh.
The employees, before they ran in to break it up, a couple of them stood at each end of the aisle to stop other people from running down the aisle. And then they went in and break it up. I thought they were just going to stand at the end of the aisle and be like, let them sort it out. This needs to happen. I was all for it. That's not what happens. They go break it up, and it's a whole thing. The pharmacist, we then cut back outside. The pharmacist wants to sing in the choir, so Samuel Jackson's like, why don't you sing me a song with that sexy little mouth of yours? And so she sings.
She does.
And he notices there's a crowd forming outside the fucking grocery store. So he's like,
Something going on.
He's like, I bet you this involves Christina Ricci. And he goes in, and sure enough, it does. And he makes everyone let her go, and he carries her out.
Because he doesn't just control conversations. He controls every scene and person in the world.
They're breaking it up. She damaged stuff in the store. The manager's like, they're breaking it up and holding her. Like, you got to get her. He's like, let her go. I got her.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, yeah, that's fair. And
Samuel
he
L.
carries
Jackson.
her out. And he's like, you're fine. It's okay. And she's crying. He's walks past the pharmacist.
For some reason,
I hate that she put this together.
I don't like it either.
I hate that she put this together. She just goes, this your niece? Like, she knew, like, oh, when you came to me with that cough, it was really for Christina Ricci. Like, no.
Yeah, and how would you know that?
Yeah, she wouldn't.
And maybe I'm just helping out this person.
Yeah. These people were fighting. I'm carrying. There was a big crowd forming. Something crazy was going on. I'm walking out carrying someone. You're like, oh. And she's been with you for days.
And after everything I've done for you, you go to worst case scenario. That's where your mind immediately goes. Not like, oh, he's helping out this girl. Like
I mean, what's he done for her?
He's giving her a bunch of it was kind of to pay back, but
she committed a felony for him, and he was like, I grew some beans for you. I hope you like them. And the lotion's pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's not he's done nothing for her. And she brought him lunch today.
You know how long it took
She is so far ahead on the level of who's done more.
She's trying to get some
felonies
dick, bruh.
and lunch. He just made her a basket with fucking vegetables and a lotion. Do you think Frankie's beef too? Is that what that was?
Maybe, bud.
So it's bath time again.
Bath time, favorite time.
He's giving Christina Ricci another bath.
And she's naked. I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird, Nate.
He's just giving her, like, washing her back for her. And she says, you take care of your wife like you do me.
And now I'm like, oh, here's the sexual tension again.
He says, I tried. He then he's like in another room. He makes his hair look all nice.
And I'm like, oh, now it's going down.
And he tells Christina Ricci to get dressed up. He's like, you and me, we night owls. No use fighting it anymore. What the fuck's that mean?
Yeah.
So she goes and they pull up to a bar and he gets out and he has his guitar. And you're like, ooh, what's this all about?
Look at this badass guitar.
Christina Ricci hears a watch beeping and like stops and looks. And he's like, what is it? She's like, nothing. And she goes in with Samuel L. Jackson, tells her to go find a seat over in the corner on the bench near the stage.
She's a little hesitant.
And he's like, you're fine. Ain't nobody going to fuck with you.
I'm
She's
Samuel L.
like,
Jackson.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, you're good. You're good, baby. You're here with me now. And there's fucking a million people there.
Yeah.
And he goes up to Ronnie. And he's like, I've been drinking this shithole for years. I've never seen this many people. What the hell? He's like, well, you told me, call up the drummer and the bass player and get the band back together. And I figured you might as well have a crowd. And he's like, man, fuck you. There's so many people. So Samuel L. Jackson's like, I want to play some music with the band. Will you get them together, Ronnie? And he gets up on the stage. He says hi to the band members. And he's like, all right, shut your mouth. Let's go. Shut up. We're going to play some motherfucking music. And you're like, I'm not exaggerating. Yeah. He's like, shut up, all right? I'm here to play some fucking music.
Yeah.
And then he goes, all right. Is y'all ready for some shit? And everyone's like, yeah. He's like, I said, is y'all ready for some shit? And they're like, yeah, let's go.
Now look at him. He's controlling a crowd.
And then he starts playing the music. Ronnie is going nuts. And he's fucking loving this so much. Like, he's been dying for Samuel L. Jackson to get back on that stage. A guy comes up and asks Christina Ricci if she wants to dance. I love this. She looks to Samuel L. Jackson for permission. He gives her the nod, and then she goes. So great.
That's what happens when you wear a chain for 2 days.
It is so great. Like, had he been like, she would be like, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit right here. So great.
He's in control, bro.
I kind of wish he would have said no, and then after the song, been like, why the fuck would you put me on the spot like that, all right?
Come on. Don't you see me up there?
I told you, find a spot on the corner of the bench near the stage and sit your ass down there, all right? I didn't say you could dance. Don't fucking ask me. Don't put me on the spot. Don't make me the bad guy with him. You say no.
Yeah.
I wish that would have been what happened. It wasn't. He nodded. And then she's dancing all sexy on everybody. Guys, girls, she's barefoot. No one else is barefoot, but she is.
She's sweating the most.
She's like fucking down on the ground. She's pounding drink. She's dancing all over everybody, having a great time. And we see Frankie just watching from the window.
And the way the fucking this is the last shot of that scene, and the way the camera panned from Samuel L. Jackson just to this small little window where he's peeking his face through. I'm like, whoa. Like, just it happened so abruptly that you're like, I didn't even see it coming.
So she heard a watch beeping going in. Was he there?
Yeah, he's probably just chilling behind the corner.
Was he hiding over there? Like, what? Like, let's see what she does. Let's
Yeah.
see what she does. And then he just watched all night from the window. It's fucking wild.
Weird.
We hear from blues legend Sunhouse again, and it's a lot that he says, but blues comes from the heart. That's what he's saying. He explains like where in the body it is, and he's like, out this side of the chest, this side of the chest. It's the heart. That's what he's saying.
And you know what? Samuel L. Jackson, pretty decent singer.
Oh, he was great.
Yeah, for the blues.
He fucking rocked that crowd.
Yeah.
That is a scenario I would have fucking loved to be just there dancing in that crowd.
Me too.
That would have been sick.
Yeah, man.
Next morning,
so much unity in there.
Christina Ricci is very poorly playing the guitar and singing This Little Light of Mine. I'm gonna let it shine.
This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Nice.
Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it. And she's wearing Samuel L. Jackson's like oversized. She's wearing like underwear and Samuel L. Jackson's oversized like jean jacket.
Yeah.
So it looks like they fucked last night, right?
Yeah.
Like if a girl is in a man's house, underwear and his shirt.
Yeah.
You assume, oh, they fucked.
Totally.
Yeah.
That shirt doesn't
that's
get on.
That's a cute little like, let me put your shirt on.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
I'm
Great.
gonna steal your shirt.
Yeah. Like, it's adorable. And Samuel L. Jackson comes out and she's like, I feel like I just came out of a hangover. You know, I mean, sounds better than hungover, withdrawn. Like, I feel like I just came out of a hangover. Like, all right, sounds, you feel like some sense of relief. Yeah. He tells her, they're talking about how she can't play the guitar, and he's like, I'll play for you. You just keep singing. He's like, I want you to close your eyes. Think on what you love. And sing. And then he starts playing the guitar. Her eyes are closed. She's thinking on what she loves, and she's singing this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And then she opens her. So we see a person coming in holding a gun. we don't they don't show full face, but you can. It's Justin Timberlake, or it's Frankie from Alpha Dog, and
who?
Frankie from Alpha Dog.
Oh, Frankie. Yeah.
And she opens her eyes. She's like, "No, Frankie, I don't want to die." And she goes, "Frankie," and he pistol whips Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson goes to the ground,
and then, I mean, immediately Frankie's the bad guy.
Yeah,
and you're like, "What the fuck, man? Like,
come on, dude!
Like, you elicit so much sympathy. People." I feel bad for you watching all of this. And then immediately you said it ain't been but a week and you're already some N-words whore. And you're like, oh, Frankie, why you gotta bring race into this, man?
Yeah.
Why you gotta be the asshole? Just, it ain't been but a week and you're fucking this guy. That's what you could say. It ain't been but a week and you're some N-words whore. Fucking A. And he goes, what, you think I wouldn't find out? Johnny's cousin told me. All right? Look, Johnny told me that he's gonna get the kid home, all right? Kid's going home tomorrow, Susan. And look, worst comes to worst, I tell everyone to go fuck themselves. I put $50 in the kid's pocket. I send him on a bus home.
Promise? Promise?
I swear. Now, can you relax? And no, I want you to say, you, Frankie, have everything under control. Say it, Susan.
You, Frankie, have everything under control.
Good. Now say, I, Susan, am a whiny fucking bitch, and you, Frankie, have everything under control.
I, Susan, is what was it again?
Come on, dude. I'm a whiny fucking bitch.
Am a whiny fucking bitch, and you, Frankie, have it under control.
Have everything under control.
Everything under control.
Guys, I'm sorry Braden fucking butchered that. And he's gonna be like, oh, how am I supposed to remember? You've seen that movie so many times.
What do I look like?
So many fucking times.
What do I look like? The girl that fucking...
You've seen that movie so many fucking times, and I said the line right before you said it.
Hey, man. Lines.
Yeah, I'm an actor over here. How the fuck do you act, man?
Well, it's called repetition.
Yeah, like watching a movie a billion times and doing a podcast where scene for scene you break down the movie not once, which is more than most people on the planet. I don't know if there's ever been another podcast. Someone please find it. If there's another podcast where they do an episode where they break down the movie Alpha Dog scene for scene. I don't think it exists.
Probably doesn't.
And we've done it twice.
Hey.
We've done it twice. Frankie, he's like, think I wouldn't find out? And Samuel L. Jackson goes, be careful where you point that gun, boy. He's like, the fuck you doing? Call me boy, huh? Yeah, you won't be calling me boy if I shoot you in the head. And he's like, boy, you're so green. You couldn't stomp a baby duck. You're like, what does that mean? That's a crazy... No one knows what that means, but everyone knows exactly what that means. That's Samuel L. Jackson. There's a few times in this movie where he says something ridiculous that nobody says, but you know exactly what he means.
Oh, yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson's the best.
He's got confidence through the roof.
You're so green, you couldn't stomp a baby
Once
duck.
again, he's getting a gun pointed at him, and what is he in? Control.
Yeah.
He got pistol whipped.
He keeps telling he keeps telling Frankie, he's like, you just shoot me.
Just fucking do it.
And he's like, she's like, no, don't do it. He's like, shut the fuck up, bitch. And Samuel L. Jackson like gets in the way, and he's like, you point that gun at me. He's like, why don't you shoot me? Yeah. You're the big detective man. You figured out what happened. Your girl's been in my house the last few days, you know? She given that
He's like
she giving that switch up to everyone in town, which I've never heard that phrase.
Switch up.
Her switch.
Yeah, I never.
Man, she's been giving her switch to everyone in town. I've never heard that. Multiple people use it in this movie.
Yeah.
She's giving it to everyone in town because you ain't a real man. Show her how much of a man you are and pull the motherfucking trigger. Like, just so confident. Frankie's freaking out. He's like, no, I'm not going to do it. Don't you fucking say that. Don't you fucking say it. He's like, I'm saying it, bitch. Shoot me. And, like, moves the gun. He's like, fucking do it. And Frankie just starts hyperventilating and, like, goes down to the ground. And she runs over to make sure he's okay. Samuel Jackson gets on the phone and says, hey, he reconnects the phone. The phone was not connected. He reconnects it and says, hey, it's me. I need you to get over here. Then there's a pause, and he says, yeah, right now. Guys, we're going to take probably second to last break. Last break before we finish the movie. But second to last break total, probably.
Yeah.
But don't go anywhere, because there's more 5-6 Kings coming. So stick around. And we're back.
We're back.
Hey, Derek Cheater. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's couples counseling led by Reverend Ronnie.
Yeah.
I swear to God, Frankie and Christina Ricci are sitting on the couch. Ronnie's doing some counseling. It's insane.
It's like, what? How did this all come together again?
Exactly. He showed up with a gun and pistol whipped Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
And now his reverend friend
We're
is
all
trying
cool.
to help them. Frankie's said he wanted to do his tour and go to school so they can move out of the town. And he's like, but when she gets, how she gets, I was like, he doesn't know how to say it. And Ronnie's like, come on, just speak, son. And he's like, yeah, she fixed me. Like she fixes me, but I can't fix her. And then the Reverend's like, all right, Christina Ricci, why can't he fix you? What's wrong? He's like, it's fucking crazy.
I feel like I'm in a legitimate counseling session right now.
I do not. This is nonsense. What's going on? Christina Ricci's like, she thinks about the things she's done and the things that have happened to her. And, it hurts. And, she can't stop the feeling. And, the only thing that's ever made her feel better is Frankie. Because, she loves him so much. She's like, we're both fucked up. Like, I know for sure I am. And, what I did was really wrong. It's really, really wrong. And, if you want to quit on me, I understand. But,
like,
but please don't. Because I love you.
Like, oh, dude, my heartstrings are being pulled.
And then Ronnie
They're
says.
fucking plucking.
Ronnie says, so, Reverend Ronnie, so, what you two gonna do about this?
Oof.
Samuel L. Jackson then pulls up to the pharmacist's house. She's gardening. And I noticed maybe he was this way throughout the movie. His shirt's just not buttoned well.
In a way that's like, yeah, he's got some style.
Yeah, but no, not here. Here it just looks sloppy and like, fucking do one more button. One more button and you can pass.
Okay.
You're one button too low to where it's not like a sexy, like, yeah, I'm going a little open. It's like a sloppy, like, I drink during the day and I couldn't get my button. And
should have combed his hair
and
again.
now I'm here and you're gardening. And he says he needs help. And she asks if it's more cough syrup. And then the camera kind of pans away and she says, come on in. So in my mind, he was going for more cough syrup. That is what they've led us to believe here. Frankie is then trying to tie his tie at a truck window, like a side view mirror. And he's trying to do it, and he's fucking it up. And Lincoln walks up, and he says, hey, you Frankie? He's like, yeah. He goes, hey, I'm Lincoln. I'm going to be your best man.
What the fuck?
And he goes, oh, okay, all right. He's like, you having trouble with that tie? Here, let me get it for you. I'll show you. And then, like, stands behind him, and he's, like, talking him through how he's doing it and all that stuff.
And then they start making out.
No, so, no. But, like, fuck you, because it takes away, when you make that dumb joke.
I thought it was kind of funny.
This is such a weird fucking scene.
That's
though.
what I'm saying.
You don't need to make it weirder. You don't need to make it weirder.
Felt like that's what it was leading
this
to.
black child that he's never met. Lincoln is not an adult.
Yeah.
Lincoln's like 13. And he shows up and he's like, yeah, so he's getting married. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to be your best man.
Because that's what was cheaper at the time when they were filming.
You don't need a best man.
Yeah. You don't
And
even
if you're going to you don't need to have this wedding right now. But, all right, they're going to. You don't need a child to be your best man.
Yeah.
It is insane what is happening here. I'm going to be your best man. And now this child is showing Frankie how to tie his tie. The pharmacist got Christina Ricci all dressed up for the wedding. That's what he needed from her. She looks gorgeous. She looks beautiful. She's a beautiful bride. And Christina Ricci and Samuel L. Jackson are talking. And she thinks she's going to fuck it up. And he's like, hey. And now he's like really like, he's like holding her face and like kissing her forehead.
Like father-daughter
Like
type shit.
Very, but overly.
Yeah.
Like a daddy dom
Yeah.
feel. More that than actual father.
Yeah.
It's more like they're fucking and she likes playing the role of like little girl and oh daddy's gotta punish me. Like, oh daddy, was I bad? Like that is the vibe that it gives off. Because he's like caressing her face and kissing her forehead and you're like,
I'll kiss my son before I fuck him.
But Samuel L. Jackson's like, you're not. You're going to get your shit together. They hug, and he says, you and me, we always going to have hope for each other. Samuel L. Jackson then walks her down the aisle, and a wedding happens. They do, I don't know if I've seen it at a wedding. There's like a chain thing that they put around her waist.
I think it's because they didn't have rings or something, so they thought, little symbology to the chain that she was also wearing for half the fucking movie, and now it's like a full circle for even that.
There we go. I like they didn't have rings. I like that.
But I was going to ask you, especially after all this, who do you think that had the most full circle for the character? Or who do you think at least the director and like the editor wanted to show who had the biggest full circle here?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, like Christina Ricci.
But even for the wedding, I felt like the wedding was more full circle for him than like it even was for her.
Yeah, he is the main character in this movie.
No,
He is the one that they're like, yeah, this was all about him.
Yeah, exactly.
So Frankie and Christina Ricci drive off, and Samuel L. Jackson and the pharmacist are holding hands.
Full circle, baby.
So they're driving off. It's an awkward car ride.
Yeah.
They're not saying anything. There is a Peterbilt to the left of them.
Oh, god damn.
And Frankie like kind of looks at it and he's like nervous about it.
Fuck, that's a Peterbilt.
And then he's driving. And then one pulls up behind them and you're like, are they about to die? Like, are they about to get murdered? What's happening here?
Holy shit.
And he's just going slow and the Peterbilt starts honking at them and he's like freaking out and he's like, I gotta pull over. And then he pulls over and he starts hyperventilating and going crazy. And then she starts like convulsing like she had in the movie. And we start hearing like the snakes and the jungle noises. You're like, it's crazy. And she wraps that chain that's around her. She wraps it around like her arms. And she stops for a minute and she gets calm. And then she goes over to Frankie and she's like, hey, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. I'm not going to sing forever. He calms down.
Okay.
The song, so you got to start toning it down the song. Okay. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. And he calms down, and then they look at each other, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
He has not gotten any better.
No.
He is maybe worse for the wear.
I mean, if you're just driving a little bit of honks.
She at least found something that works for her.
Yeah.
She can wrap a chain around her arm, and then she doesn't have to fuck everything.
That's a good point.
Yeah, great. Like,
Yeah.
Great for her.
I wonder if she just needed a fidget spinner this like entire time.
Maybe.
You know?
Maybe.
Little vape.
Very real.
Yeah.
Nah, not a vape. Not a vape. Fidget spinner. Fidget spinner. Guys, so that's Black Snake Moan. Go watch this movie.
Can't say enough.
Go watch this fucking movie. Because it's so much better than anything I said. But guys, stick around because we'll be right back.
Yeah. Stick around.
Don't go anywhere. I was debating time-wise, but I also don't know. It's Braden's turn to pick a movie. I don't know if he's prepared to pick a movie. I don't know what movie it is because he hasn't told me, so I don't know how to tell you where to watch it.
Oh.
So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
So stick around. And we're back. Hey, Derek Cheater. Fuck you.
Yeah.
So, Braden, Black Snake Moan, sexy movie.
Oh, dude.
Sexy movie, as sexy as they come.
Yes.
But there's one movie that's a little bit sexier. Do you know what movie that is?
I'm thinking it's The Nutty Professor.
The Nutty Professor, guys. There's not a sexier name a sexier movie than Nutty Professor. Guys, it is peak Eddie Murphy. It is impossible to watch that movie without just being fully aroused, guys.
That's
The
true.
Nutty Professor, it's nonstop sex.
Rock hard.
It's perfect. Greatest movie of all time. You know what movie I doubt is as sexy as this movie? I really doubt.
I really doubt as well.
This movie we're doing next week, it is Braden's pick, which is
The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
The Exorcism of Emily Rose, guys. Do you want to watch The Exorcism of Emily Rose before we do a podcast on The Exorcism of Emily Rose? You should watch The Exorcism of Emily Rose before we do a podcast on The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Here's where you can watch The Exorcism of Emily Rose before we do a podcast on The Exorcism of Emily Rose. It's available on Hulu with a subscription. Just free on Hulu if you got a subscription. You can rent it for $2.99 on Vudu or Amazon Prime, or you can rent it for $3.99 on YouTube, Google Play, Apple TV, Redbox. Guys, Exorcism of Emily Rose. That's what we're doing next week.
Yeah, I thought I was like, oh, with all this sexual exorcism that we've been getting from this movie, why not bring you a real exorcism
There we go.
of Emily Rose?
There we go. Emily Rose, that little slut.
Dude, oh my God.
If you thought what Samuel L. Jackson did to Christina Ricci was great, just wait until you see what he
Just
does to Emily
fucking
Rose.
wait.
So, Braden, we did Black Snake Moan because it was my pick.
Yep.
We're doing The Exorcism of Emily Rose next week because it's your pick.
Uh-huh.
But let's say someone's listened to this.
Yeah.
Somebody watched this.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, man,
Fuck.
I loved hearing them break down Black Snake Moan. I can't wait to hear them break down The Exorcism of Emily Rose next week.
Mm-hmm.
But I want them to do my favorite movie. Braden,
Yes.
how would they go about asking us to do their favorite movie?
David, they would just go to our website, which is 56kings.com.
Hold on. So you mean FIVESIXKING.com?
That's right, David.
And what is there? Just like a tab up at the top, like a toolbar up at the top, and there's a tab that says "Submit Ideas."
That's exactly right.
So what do they click that, and then they go in? They're like, "Oh, here's my name. Here's the movie I want you to do. Here's who I want breaking down the movie, like between David and Braden." And then they just hit submit.
It's as simple as that.
Guys, that is so simple. Like with shit that simple, it doesn't make sense to not go do it. You're wasting your life if you don't go to 56kings.com right now.
That's right, David.
And submit a movie idea for us to break down.
Please.
God.
Do it.
So, Braden, they know. They know where to go.
Uh-huh.
They know to go to the website, submit their ideas.
Mm-hmm.
They know what to do. They submit the ideas.
They do.
All right?
Yeah.
They know to listen. They know to watch.
Oh, fuck yeah, they do.
But, Braden, when are they listening? When are they watching? When do new episodes of the 56 Kings podcast release every week?
Every motherfucking Monday.
Every motherfucking Monday?
Yeah. Every motherfucking Monday.
Oh, shit, like every motherfucking
Every motherfucking Monday.
Well, guys, you heard it here. Every motherfucking Monday, new episodes of the 56 Kings podcast. And I want to leave you guys with this. It's an old Irish blessing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. May you always have walls for the wind, a roof for the rain, a warm cup of tea by the fire, laughter to cheer you, those you love near you, and all that your heart may desire. We'll see you guys next week.
God damn, that was beautiful. Peace out.